new, welcome. If not, welcome back. Oh, back's a little better, but not bad. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Become a member, enjoy Patreon. Rayfax.eth domain name is over there. We have quite a bit to go over today. We do have a little bit of news. And there's a couple of things I want to go over that's I guess a little personal. Sorry I haven't had I wasn't on time. I was a minute late. That is my fault. I will continue to try to be better. A little bit of a later stream today in general, just trying to take a couple hours for myself, doing self-care. I could tell you this is chocolate milk, but it's not. I could use some chocolate milk though. Anyway, we have a bit to go over today. Let's try Omi. Maybe we should. We'll do Omi first, and then we'll do the rest of the market. So Omi is at negative 6.2% today. It is down 6.2% on the day. That's despite having over 1 million in volume. And having 1 million, but something happened. I'm not sure what, but the entire market went down around 1345 on the today. So let's say that's 145. At 145, everything seemed to go to hell in a handbasket. But let's see if that's true for the rest of the market. Now, obviously, Bitcoin on the day, nothing is up. Everything is down over the last 24 hours in the top 10. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, in the top 10, yes. But Tron is up 1.8% in the last 24 hours. And Toncoin was down 2.4% in the last 24 hours. Let's see what the Bitcoin has done. Let's see what time they had gone down. They had gone down a couple hours earlier, so Bitcoin had gone down at about 11:40. That was about 2 hours before Omi had gone down. Let's see if I have it in the screenshots. I know there's I didn't check all my messages today. So here's something that is interesting. This morning, you had Watcher Guru report that the U.S. court calls for Bitcoin and Ethereum commodities while dismissing a lawsuit against Uniswap DeFi platform. So that should have pumped it up, and that was at 9:40. What this morning? But it didn't matter. At 9:30 this morning, it was actually, yeah, it didn't do much. At like 9, here's 9:40, so it kind of traded sideways for another 20 something minutes, and then it went down. Let's see what else was going on here. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Oh, Farland, we got to do that too. Anyway, but despite that going on, we had oh, hold on. Somebody said the ETF. Oh, an ETF was delayed. Okay, that's why. And then obviously a couple hours later, after Bitcoin and ETH and everything else dumped, Omi kind of dumped right after it, taking the market with it. Now, it does look, if you go on the platforms, it does look like a couple of whales, like one or two accounts had just been it had just been unloading on it. We're not 100% sure who it was, not sure if it was Ben, not sure if it was anyone on top of that, but let me see here. Yeah, it just looks like one or two people were dumping. It is hard to keep a certain price range. There's always manipulation in crypto, especially when a crypto has less than a million in volume per day. And we have slightly over that at $1,009,000. It's over 9,000. Comment down below if you get that reference, please. So that's one of the things that I had seen today, at least for Omi. So that being said, I did have a whale of mine get another million. So my most recent whale that I've been advising is up to 30 million Omi. Has several $1,000s in NFTs. I would say even 5 figures, even $10,000 in NFTs. But he does now have what is it? He does now have 30 million Omi. And we'll continue to get more. The goal for him is 50 million. I would really, really like for him to go and sell. He's got a full Bitcoin, and he could sell that and get another 20 million Omi, getting him to the 50 million mark. And I'm trying to do that. Hopefully, I can convince him tomorrow. We'll be alone tomorrow. There won't be other people there. I could just have a powwow with him. And again, I'll get to this. I'll get Gabe first. Gabe, super chat says, Randy, thanks for all the content. Thank you so much for believing in me. Let me open the windows. Get a little warm in here. A little warm in the shop. Oh, the window's already open. Who would have thunk it? Anyway, And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate the support. So the goal of me, if there's somebody that I don't think is a good person, or there's somebody that like, hey, I don't like the way, not that you're living your life, everyone has the freedom to live their life their own way, but if they're a negative force in the universe, I won't like try to hurt them. I just will be like, hey, listen, I'm not the right person to advise you. I'm not the right person to do whatever. And obviously, like, so I know obviously here I'm not a financial advisor, but from 2017 to 2021, I was a financial advisor. So going in and doing these things for some newer whales, which I don't even charge for mostly. Um, if I find someone that's a good person, and this is gonna sound strange to a lot of people that are either on the super level, people that oh, the evil 1%, those people that are, for the most part, in my experience, and again, I'm not, I mean, I value myself as American, but I'm from Peru, and I'm about as, and anyone on paper to look at me be like, okay, well, he's brown, he's not born in this country, and he likes gays, and he likes drugs, and he likes, okay, well, this person's a liberal 100%. um Look at me on paper, you would think I'd be a staunch liberal. You think I would hate the 1%. I would hate the rich. I would hate straight white men. And truth of the matter, the fact is that, yeah, on certain things I do lean left on like 40% of the stuff, the views out there. But in my experience, a lot of rich people, which, yeah, there's a decent amount of straight white men, they just want to pass on what they know. And a lot of them are very good people, like very, very good people. And a lot of the whales I deal with that I advise, like if they were bad people, or if they were people I thought would be a negative force in this universe, I wouldn't help advise them. I don't want the people that are negative forces in this universe to go and do super well, because then they could just be bad people. But the people that I advise, like, hey, like my newest whale that I've been advising, who is, I'll get him alone tomorrow, and I'll be like, hey, listen, what do you want to go and do? Like, let's say we're in, and I went over this the other day, but I'll go over it right now again and say, listen, you have a whole Bitcoin, and you have 30 million OMI now, about the same price. OMI, you have a little bit more value in OMI than you do in Bitcoin, but here's what you're doing. You have a plethora of boxers out there. You have a couple of people that are okay that you could bet on, and then you're betting on Shannon Briggs, a very fine fighter, a heavyweight champion 20 years ago, and then you have Mike Tyson. You have Bitcoin as Shannon Briggs, which is going to demolish most of the competition. It's very safe, and he's going to make you money, and if you invest everything you have with him, you're going to 5 to 10x your money in the next 5 to even 20x your money in the next 2 years. But if you bet on Mike Tyson, if you bet on OMI, you're probably going to 100x your money in the next 2 years. You're like, he was buying at the perfect time. Even though he's got 30 million OMI right now, and the value is about $30,000, he's probably only spent $19,000 or even $20,000, maybe even less. I would say, I mean, I could tell you, I could go through all the PayPal stuff. I would say between $16,000 and $19,000. Maybe close to, yeah, maybe like $18,000, and now he's got $30,000 worth. Why? Because he was buying at 0005. So he was buying at very, very low prices. And I'm going to go to him and say, like, listen, you can go and keep your bit, and that's fine. That's very safe. That's the safer thing that you have. But OMI is, Bitcoin is the Xbox 360 that everyone gets into at first. Bitcoin is that Xbox 360 that will give you better graphics than the N64. It has some really cool gameplay, like Castle Crashers, like Worms, just in the arcade. But it's got those red rings of death. There's a cap to how much fun you could have with that. But that old N64, you could throw that down the stairs and it'll still work. There's no red rings of death. That is the stone castle that'll last for centuries. That's the one that's going to get you the most value. And this is what I'm telling him. And hopefully tomorrow, when we're alone, we have this conversation, and he'll put in half a bit. and he can get to 40. If he puts in the whole bit, he gets up to 50 million, and I think that'd be very good for him. Anyway, why I bring this up is because there is a post that I want to bring up to y'all, and the post is from not him. So Zach2, which is this person is a Cardano maxi, is at Cardano Zach, Zach, and he goes on, and not a ton of followers, 2,281, but he says on his Twitter or X, I promise to go wandering Web3 via the medium of Cardano, ADA, DeFi, NFTs, Veve, Clay Nation, Utes, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. And he goes on and says, there is no community like Cardano. There is no other community like Cardano. And he says, it has it all. I've spent the past few days, like 72 to 96 hours, hammering X analytics, and there's just nothing that comes close to the Cardano community. Now, okay, if you're new here and you're not 100% sure what's going on with Cardano, let's take a look at the top 10. And we look at BNB, XRP, Lido Stake. Cardano is in the top 10. It is number 9. And over the last 7 days, again, it wouldn't really matter, down 4.2%. Everything's down. I don't care. But in the 24-hour volume, Cardano has 209 million. Veve has, Omi has 1 million in volume. Cardano has 209. That's a lot. So if we look at the market cap, okay, some of the top 10, Bitcoin, $500 billion, Ethereum, 20% of $1 trillion. And then you go down below, and Cardano has 9 billion in volume. And Cardano at the peak, let's go max. Let's see what we have here. The peak of the last bull run in 2021, in August of 2021. Can't get it too okay, $2.85. What's the 35? Okay. It was all right, 35 million, $2.85. Sorry, 35 billion. Sorry, 35 million. How many, what's the market? Okay, so 35 billion tokens times 2.85. It was almost $100 billion market cap. It was 99 points. It was pretty much $100 billion market cap, which is a lot. And I'm not saying that Veve gets there, although it might, because that was the last bull run, not including this one. But he goes on and says that, strangely enough, the Veve official community seems stronger than most layer 1 top 25 cryptos. Like, most of them, not just, oh yeah, it comes close to the top 25 cryptos. No, it is stronger, not equally, not greater, not equal or less than, stronger than most top 25 cryptos. So take away Bitcoin, take away Ethereum, because that's the gold and silver of, this place. And let me go and tell you, speaking of silver, one of the things that I tell some of my newer clients in the gold and silver game is that, listen, you have, if you have a couple 100-ounce bars of silver, 1,000 ounces of silver, however many you have, listen, silver in August 15th of 2013, silver was $23.04 an ounce. So let's see what silver is today. Let's go to price of silver, and we'll take a look at the, let's say, JM Bullion. JM Bullion is a very well-respected place. And silver per ounce is $24.76. So you have 10 years ago, $23.04. And now you have $1.72 addition to now it's $24.76. So in 10 years, silver has gained less than 20 cents per ounce per year. It is less than $2 per ounce higher than it was 10 years ago, which is like 8%. It is about 8% growth in a decade. S&P 500 gets you between 9 and 11% every year. And the S&P 500 is not meant to go crazy. It's just meant to suck dumb money out of the markets. So I tell them that, like, listen, get numismatic coins, get the older stuff, the stuff that the older, the rarer, the minter, the better. And the keyword there is rarer, and we'll go into NFTs with that in a second. And and a lot of times I advise them, like, hey, listen, old numismatic stuff is good, rare stuff is good, graded stuff is good, but I tell them about Veve and Omi, and most of them kind of laugh. A lot of these guys don't have printers. A lot of these guys don't have emails. A lot of people that invest in silver and gold, they're old AF. They are old geezers. They are OFs, not OnlyFans. They're old farts. And and again, that's for bullion, which I don't think I would ever buy ever again unless the threat of World War III is upon us. So what I go and I tell them, I was like, hey guys, listen. And again, most of these guys, what the heck is digital collecting? Because they're older. But you have, in the next 10 years, the most massive transfer of wealth that has ever happened, trillions of dollars, going from boomers to millennials. Now, yeah, Gen X is going to get a couple of things in there, and they like 80s stuff. They like 70s and 80s. They'll like maybe even some of the 60s. Yeah, I'd say some of the 60s too. They'll like the Clash, they'll like certain music, they'll like the Beatles, but they'll like stuff in the 80s and 90s as well. Like, stuff in the 80s, Stranger Things, they love that stuff. Like, a good amount of people, like 40% of the people that watch me are Gen X. Like, cue the WWE D-Generation X. And they just go and they like stuff that's nostalgic. They like Ghostbusters. They like Back to the Future. If you didn't see movies back in the day, you just didn't see them. There was no Beta Max. There was no VHS. Like, I think even Blockbuster, I don't think started until like 89, 90. And then it had like a high, increased a lot of stores every year up until like 2003, 2005, then it had a sharp decline. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is Zach going and saying that Cardano has the best community, bar none. It's already a top 10 coin, but Omi's not even in the top 100. And he says that the Veve community seems stronger than most layer 1 top 25 cryptos. That gets us into the top 10. That gets us into the places that, Jesus, man. And that's us now. That's us now when nobody knows who we are. That's us now when the token barely has any utility over the past, 4 years when they were talking about it in 2018, 2019. Finally some people bought it in 2020 when the app finally started in December. I know a buddy of mine did not go and buy the token up until the app launched in December. He bought a bunch then, 2 months later it mooned, he kept it, continued buying on the way down. And what do you think? Again, this is when most people in the Veve and Omi community are down. Most people in the Veve and Omi community have lost money if they invested. And we still have the strongest community. What happens in the next year when we 10x from here and everybody's made money? What happens when we 10x from here and the people that have been saying, oh yeah, how's your Omi doing? How's your crypto doing? And then suddenly we're richer than all our friends. Again, most people, a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of people that are here, well, maybe not that many. I would say 20% of people. Let's check the YouTube analytics real quick. And I don't mean to go on this long about Omi, but I'm getting into a little bit of a rant. Like, when I post on Facebook, that Omi has so many good things going for it. Every single time I post on Facebook, multiple messages. What's this Omi doing? You were talking about this a while. What's it been doing? And now that it's out, when you post the month-long article when we're up 60% in a month, everyone's like, what is this? What is going on? Like, what is this all about? So when I go and I look at the analytics and take a look at the audience, the 30% of people that watch me is ages 25 to 34. Could you imagine being in your late 20s, early 30s, and let's say you have a good job. Let's say you're making 6 figures a year. I don't care what you're making. Most people are not growing their money by 60% in a month And when you go to CoinGecko and you take a look at that chart, I haven't even posted the chart yet, or I haven't posted this part of the chart. Nope, that's Cardano. Don't need to look at Cardano. We're done with Cardano right now. Comey. Where the heck is the chart? And if you post that, it's like, okay, we're up 56.5% in the last 30 days. You know, people take notice. So I forget where I was going with this. If we're the strongest community right now, when most people have actually lost money, the amount of people that are going to come on in and just be on the hype train, that are going to get into FOMO, just those people in general is going to quadruple us, not including the people that are already here that are going to say like, hey, I was right, it took me a little while, but I was right. And then other people could feel like, oh, this person's finally up, maybe he was right, maybe this person that's been touting this coin and this project for a little while is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they look into it and they see that every other company has failed or is failing. Like, you know, I don't want to try to pull ourselves up by bringing others down. So I won't, but let's say we have another project called the Dashi Chronicles, and the Dashi Chronicles posts like, okay, we're going to have pictures of our, you know, NFTs of our collar, NFTs of the ducks on Dashi, of the ears, of the paint, and they say, okay, we're going to only accept the Dashi coin. And then Dashi, let's say, has a Discord, and he says, listen guys, since Dashi, the Dashi coin, has dropped in value, pricing for this week's Dashi drop is as follows. The allow one list will be 75 Dashi when it was 50 Dashi. Now it's 75 Dashi because the price of Dashi dropped, so you have to up the price. The allow list 2 is 90 Dashi, and public is 90 Dashi. When you go on and take a look at that, and when your own project, the people that are in your Discord are all laughing, and they're giving clown emojis, and they're thumbing down, and they're giving poop emojis, and they're laughing again, that's not a good project. Like that, what you're doing is laughable. And I'm not I'm not going to call out the company that's doing that. I'm just going to call out the absurdity of saying like, hey, this is a good project when clearly your own constituents are laughing at you. This is probably going to be like I've said, Veve's won the decade. So moving on from Omi and why this is going to change lives, let's see what I posted in the Collectibles and Friends. Did it not post in the Collectibles and Friends? Could have sworn it would have. Alright, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe somebody took it down. I don't know. Alright, that's a little weird. I could have sworn it was there. Maybe somebody took it down. I'll see what I posted on X, and then we'll go from there, because I want to make sure I go through everything. Okay, that Veve and Omi will take over the world. Why low mints? Okay, low mints are better than scarcity. So you have a buddy of mine that had gone and bought a couple of low mints, such as the Disneyland, one of the Disneylands, a number 45 Disneyland poster for $45. A number 49 Zingor Secret Rare from the Monster Hunter for $149. Now the Spidey 2099 Secret Rare for $250 is a fantastic deal. These were all won on auction. Guys, the auctions are the biggest. Hold on. Oh, why is this not letting go? All right. Oh, fudgesicles. I can't type today. I don't know why. Well, I'm drunk, that's why. Alright, so the Spidey 2099, the cheapest that you can get, oh, it's actually $255. That's very, very low. Spidey 29s have been well in the 350s. And like, y'all know this first appearance Spidey 29, first appearance Miguel O'Hara. And the cheapest is, that's really, really low. I should buy that. Really should buy that. Anyway, we're talking about scarcity versus low mints. The other one was Human Torch for $225, number 44. Listen, I look at the Human Torch every day. I look at all the Mighties every single day. That Human Torch is never under $800 ever. If it was $400, I would tell you all to buy it because that's a great deal. This is why auctions are so, they slip through the radar, because you just look at the price right there and just look at the sub 100s. You don't take a look at the auctions. Most people don't. And you got that auction for $225. And I know another whale. I don't advise that. It's just another whale that I know and keep in touch with that wanted that. And it's like, oh, I missed it by 3 gems. And I was like, listen, you should have let me know. I would have advised you on it. I would have told you. I would have reminded you of it. Why is that worth $400? Because then you say that Chavez at $400, you would say yes. Well, that doesn't fit your formula. I'll go into the comics in a second, but the formula I'll have for the Human Torch. Let's take a look. Typically for Marvel Mighties, at least the new Marvel Mighties, is if it's a rare, whatever the floor is, let's say the floor is $10. The rare, if it's first appearance, should be about 6x the price of the floor, which means that the sub 100s should be $60. Okay, cool. And then the sub 100s are usually 2x the price of that. Okay, so sub 100s on a new Marvel Mighty rare should be about $120. And the sub, 41, 42, 43, obviously different premiums. But let's take a look at this. But it breaks down kind of once you get to, I would say, the Deadpool ones. Once you get to the Deadpool Marvel Mighties, those certain things break down. So when you go to one of the first ones, the Fantastic Four, and you see the Human Torch at $10, okay, well, why does it break down here? Why is the Human Torch sub 100 so expensive when the rest of them are kind of, not that expensive, only 6x the price? Well, listen, the Human Torch has 15,000 mints. This is not even a common. The commons have 28,000 mints, which is nuts. But still, 15,000 is a lot. And at 15,000, listen, you and 13,000 other people have 4 and 5 digit mints. That is so much. That is ridiculous. And 13,000 people is a lot. But if you go with what's for sale, and you take a look at the sub 100s, because there's only 59 of those in existence, and you say, what's the cheapest one? $800. Like I said, and I look at this all the time. Like I said, so what would, if this followed the normal pattern, what would the sub 100 be? It'd be $60. But because this is so old, it's almost 2 years old by this point, why is it not, why is it not $60? What happens to this? At this point, because there's so many of these, the price of the floor is so low because there's only, let's say, 25, 30,000 monthly active users in here. Why is that price so low? Well, that price is so low, even though there's only 15,000 of those mints, is because there hasn't been a good Fantastic Four movie ever. Like, there has never been a good Fantastic Four movie. And that's coming when you get a good new, and Fantastic Four didn't have, their comic runs weren't available for a few years as well. So when you go and you take a look at those things, popularity is a thing. If people like Iron Man, if people like Spider-Man, when there's movies of those characters, those things are going to sell higher. He's very low in general because there's never been a good Fantastic Four movie. Most people have not had a good reason to get him, but there will be in the next couple of years. There'll be a Fantastic Four movie. There'll be a Secret Wars movie. It's going to be insane. So taking a look at, again, that's one thing. What about comics? Okay. So I was told this morning by by Wes, a good supporter of the channel, we love Wes, is that, say, hey, Randy, anyone that knows comics knows that the Incredible Hulk #1 is older, is rarer, and is just it goes for more in the secondary market. In the if a 9.2 Incredible Hulk goes for more than 9.6 Avengers #1. And he's right, it does. And he said, well, anyone that knows comics knows that. And you're right, we do know that. Okay, well, take that logic of the Marvel Comics #1. That goes for more than any other Marvel comic in the world. Even more than AF-15. And the AF-15 is the first appearance of Spider-Man. Well, why? Because Marvel Comics #1 is older, it's scarcer, and it's arguably a little more historic. Okay. Well, then why does the AF-15 Secret Rare go for double the price of the MC1? Well, the reason for that is because you have, even though it goes for a lot more in the real world, even though it has more historical significance, it's older, rarer, minter the better. It beats it in all three things. Why does the MC1 go for less than the AF-15 in the Veve world? The reason for that is because the MC #1 has 60,000 mints, and the AF-15 has only 10,000 mints. So scarcity does play a role. Scarcity plays a role, but what we noticed today in the Incredible Hulk #1 comic, which is $1,000 for the Secret Rare, why is the Avengers #1 not at least the same price? Because obviously in the real world, Incredible Hulk #1 beats the heck out of Avengers 1, like by tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on scarcity and grade. Why isn't it the same price? Why would you even think it was the same price? Again, because of the example I told you, that AF-15 on the app beats the MC1 on the app, even though AF-15 loses to MC1 in real life. So that's my reasoning behind that, is because, okay, even though Incredible Hulk beats Avengers 1 in real life, it's older and it's scarcer, the same way MC1 beats AF-15. And I thought that now, because there's no such thing as older or scarcer in the app, it's just they're the same mint run, and I figured it could go for the same price because of that. But it seems to be somewhere in the middle. If Incredible Hulk #1 was 20,000 mints like the Star Wars comic, and the Avengers one was only 10,000 mints, then maybe it would have been even. But there is a formula in there somewhere. I haven't figured it out yet. But there is a disconnect between the real world and in Veve. So it's somewhere between MC1 being the scarcest, most valued and coveted comic from Marvel Comics in the real world, being #1 clearly, to AF-15 maybe being #2, but definitely below that. And it flips it in the Veve world, AF-15 being the higher, being more scarce, and and the price reflects that. So it's between that and, okay, just because something is older and rarer in the real world, it does carry over a little bit. But so again, I'll keep working on this formula. I'll keep going and I'll look at Tales of Suspense 39. I'll look at Tales of Suspense 110. First appearance of Iron Man and Doctor Strange, those guys. And I'll keep working on that for you. But that's where my logic came from this morning. I know it could be construed as misinformation, or it can be construed as Randy Chavez is a fake, he doesn't know comics, but that was my train of thought. I could go out and say, hey, listen, Randy Chavez thought that Avengers #1 was going to be worth the same as Hulk #1. Does he not know his history? Does he not know that the prices, the data's all out there? He always talks about interpretation of data, and he couldn't even tell the difference between ones going super high in the real world versus in the Veve app. He couldn't translate that data. But it's just there's not enough data to be super concise with it yet, as I've told you the last few minutes. Anyway, that's the formula that I've been working on. Moving on from that, what else we have here? JPEG, Ermi, yep, just bought 14. There was somebody that bought 14 Avengers #1 comics this morning. That was Doge Nation. And I have another buddy of mine that bought another 5 of those this morning. There's not a ton of those comics. I don't know if it tells us in the app. Let's check. See how many commons there were. It probably did say at some point. I don't know now. Oh, actually, let me check. We could go in the comics right here. Right here. Avengers number 80. Is there nobody listing? Okay, here it is. Where there's 1,100 of these for sale. But Avengers number 1, it's only $27. That seems super low. There was 6,000 common editions. And be advised, Veve made $192,000 in 16 minutes. It would have done it in 1 minute had we just had the buy now button to smash. But, they had to wait for the wait list to go. Anyway, this being done in 16 minutes, $192,000. That's a lot. That's like 5 weeks of Palm. That's like a month, of other companies. Veve is the clear winner in this space, making so much more money than anyone else. Anywho, moving on. Now, where was I? Oh, so what I told you before when going over other companies, like let's say there's a Dashi company and saying, hey, there's a Dashi coin, and you could only use the Dashi coin to buy Dashi products, like the collar, like the handkerchief that's around the neck, like the ducks, and you do it in the Dashi coin, you're at the mercy of the coin. This is why having a stable coin like Gems is better. Why? It's because when the coin goes down, you have to go and raise the price, and people are going to be salty about it, as I showed you in this Discord. As I showed you in this Discord when they were talking about Matic, their constituents are laughing, posting the clown emoji, thumbing down, poop emoji, laughing again. They don't respect that because Veve has fortunately/unfortunately shown what it's like to be a gold level standard. Show what it's like. This is the measuring stick that people should live up to, and nobody does. And it's just a perfect example of why you can't do primary store sales in crypto when you need to pay licensors. Like, are the licensors going to be paid in Dashi coin or Matic? No, they're not. They're not going to trust that shit. Excuse my language. They're going to be paid in fiat. They're going to be paid in things that are more real. Like when you go in, let's say in Star Wars Episode 1, when Qui-Gon Jinn talks to Guado and saying like, we don't have gold, but credits will do fine. No, they won't. Credits will do fine. No, would you some kind of Jedi talking about credits, waving your hand around like that? I need something more real. The Republic credits no good out here. So you need something more real. Matic or Dashi coin is great for people to invest in. I mean, the Earth 2 Essence coin will be on Polygon Matic, but are people going to want to be paid in that? No. There's some people that get paid in Bitcoin because that's the digital version of gold. But I would love to be paid in OMI on certain things, like my Steve Cannon photo up there, the one of 3 signed by him. There's only 3 of these. His stuff typically goes for $20,000 to $25,000. This is a $15,000 price point, and normally his stuff is one of 12. This is one of 3, and he's giving you a 20% discount, going and offering you instead of $15,000, $12,000 if you pay an OMI. Anyway, I think the second one is spoken for. That'll happen in a couple days. But, most companies, the licensors, they're not going to be paid in crypto. They're not going to be paid in Matic or Dashi coin. They're going to be paid in fiat. So this is why you have Gems. This is why you go, and Veve's won this. They've won the decade. This is stupid not to... Other companies are stupid. Anywho, moving on here. I went over that. Cardano, Alpha. Ooh, can't say that. So Veve Digital Collectibles posts, it's a primal fight for survival, paying homage to the blockbuster sci-fi franchise. 5 digital posters in the Predator movie poster series drop on Sunday, September 3rd, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on Veve. That is it. Drops for the Predator. A buddy of mine, a very big OMI whale and Veve whale of mine, got Avengers number 1 today on the drop. Shout out to him, my boy Greg. I love him. He's a good dude. And also, happy birthday, Marvel. On 31 October in 1939, Marvel Comics number 1 made its debut, leading to a phenomenon in the pop culture that would transform storytelling forever. We're honored to be able to bring these characters and stories to a new generation of collectors at heart. And I've said this before. I feel bad that some people never go and I feel bad that some people don't have the that never read comic books. I mean, it's said in that I forget the name of the song, something just like this. Called, been reading books of old, the legends and the myths, Achilles and his gold, Hercules and his gifts, Spider-Man's control, and Batman with his fists. And clearly, I don't see myself upon that list. Like in the Cheating Death and Stealing Life, the Eddie Guerrero story, he talks about his life in Mexico and he talks about the artwork that's in Mexico. And it says, hey, this is like Aztec art. Like we're the modern day Aztecs. Comic books are modern day Greek mythology. They're the modern day heroes. Like if we ever have an extinction level event on Earth and there's aliens that come down or new beings that come in and they find comic books, they're gonna be like, oh my god, who are these people? Who is this Spider-Man? Who is this Superman and Batman? Like, that's what you go and you have again, and it's made its way into every level of pop culture when you have them saying, Spider-Man's control and Batman with his fist. This was the most popular song in like 2017, and even in the next verse they have that as saying, been reading books of old, the legends and the myths, the testaments they told, the moon in its eclipse, Superman unrolls a suit before he lifts. Like this, clearly this person had, that's kind of like the big three. I know the Trinity in DC is Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, but obviously I have to include Spider-Man in there because he's the most popular superhero of all time. And this is why I never got into Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, or even V-Friends. Like if you tell me, hey Randy, if you have $100,000 and let's say you have your VV bag and you have your Omi bag, what's better, Gary Vaynerchuk's V-Friends or Mutant Ape Yacht Club or Bored Ape Yacht Club? I tell you Gary Vaynerchuk, because Bored Ape Yacht Club is kind of started off as not a joke, like a meme. It just caught fire. It just luckily caught lightning in a bottle. But Gary Vaynerchuk is one of the most influential people in Web 2 and is very influential in Web 3. When I went to VCon last year, everyone had the Bored Ape Yacht Club jacket, and everyone was just, Mumbot was there, Jeremy Pador was there. Got to talk to him for a little bit, which was great. You had very influential people there. You had President Biden's campaign manager there. You had someone else who was politically connected, from Ohio there. You had so many interesting people that were there. And the reason why I went there is I was hired by a good friend of mine. At the time, it was a whale that I kind of knew, but I was hired to go on and go to VCon and report back to him and decide and report, hey, what are these people doing? What is Gary Vaynerchuk doing that's Omi's not doing and Vivi's not doing? What can Vivi and Omi learn from Gary? What can Gary learn from Vivi and Omi? And I know I'm getting way off topic here, but I would much rather have somebody that's actively working to actively give these people credit and new stories. And listen, there are some people that don't like Toy Story 4. Okay, fair point. It's not as good as the first three, but there are many people, especially people like me, that go and say, listen, I don't care if it's good or bad. I just want more content with my favorite characters. Oh, but the story was so good beforehand and it had the perfect ending. Okay, well, do you want your life to end when you get married? Do you want your life to end when you graduate college? No, you want to continue living life, even though the high point of your life might be graduating college. It might be going and getting married or having your first kid or doing this big promotion at work. But yeah, there's happily ever after, but there's also the day after happily ever after, and you want to go and get new stories. And Gary Vaynerchuk's making new stories and making new content about his V-Friends. I don't think Bored Ape Yacht Club is. I don't think Mutant Ape Yacht Club is. I don't think any of these other companies are. But Vivi has that advantage of going and saying, hey, we have content of the biggest IPs in the world, and Veve doesn't have to go and make new content about it. Disney and Marvel pay people tens of millions, hundred millions of dollars a year to make new content on Disney Plus, in comic books, in Marvel Unlimited, and I get it. You know, you can't just throw money at a problem and see it stick, but there are some people like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, cartoons were like kid stuff. You know, Yertle the Turtle, Tom and Jerry. You know, you can get some fun laughs out of Tom and Jerry now, but you didn't really have good like My Little Pony in the 80s was trash. I don't know how they got a reboot. It was trash. But Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, Spider-Man the Animated Series in the 90s, this is what we all grew up with, and it challenged you. Like, these shows, these comic books, they leave you different from when you started. There's a post that I want to read you guys. George Constanza. Okay, what is that dude's name? George Constanza, what's his actor's name? Jason Alexander. Okay, Jason Alexander Duck. He's from, alright, so Duckman. If you put Duckman speech, Duckman comedy speech, okay. I want to get home for my kid's birthday, but this whole leaf-blowing, false advertising, traffic stopping, tax dollars squandering, workers on permanent coffee break, upper class money dodging, stolen car part stealing, sign changing society won't let me. And who's to blame? We all are. We hate lawyers, but we can't wait to sue somebody. We want leaders to make tough choices, then we vote them out when they do. We all want X-rated older women with here's sued upper lips, chat lines that scream bloody murder when we get the bill. He says, all prepackaged, the least offensive, most appealing alternative, but it's precisely when humor is offensive that we need it most. Comedy should provoke. It should blast through prejudices, challenge preconceptions. Comedy should always leave you different than when it found you. Same thing for these stories, same thing for comic books. It will leave you different than when it found you. And this has been like this for decades, but specifically the last 30 years. The amount of people that are going in and going to spend money on Veve, as opposed, because there's nostalgia there, there's heart there. Again, collectors at heart, what gets you in your heartstrings. I was just watching 101 Dalmatians, not the most recent one, Emma Stone, the one from the 90s with Glenn Close, with a friend, and getting a little emotional about it. Why? Because, you know, Hugh Laurie looks great, Glenn Close looks great, and nostalgia gets you. Nostalgia makes you spend money. I remember when watching that as a kid, it's like, oh, this is so great. I want to go home and pet my dog and love my dog. And now when I watch it, it's like, oh, I want a dog. When you go and watch Spider-Man, what do you want to do? You want to continue having more stories with these characters. And now, with the Veveverse, you're going to be able to. Again, Captain America, Spider-Man, any character you want is eventually going to have ChatGPT intertwined with them. And you can tell them, Veve can go and script, you know, their own #1 Spider-Man secret rare. #1. That's theirs. They could say, hey, answer questions as if you're Peter Parker Spider-Man. And people can go in and ask them questions. And it won't just be an NPC with 3 lines of dialogue. It will be Spider-Man. It'll be answering you as if he was Peter Parker. As if he was, you know, from the 90s series. And you could probably go, who do you want to chat with? Peter Parker Spider-Man from the 90s series? Peter Parker Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire? Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and it can probably give you multiple different answers. So I would say Veve is the clear winner not just by super small amounts, but by leaps and bounds. And I realize I have gone way past what I thought I would. I'll save the rest for tomorrow. Just let me make sure that X is, yeah, low mints. Okay, so low mint's better than scarcity. Listen, you could have a scarce decon drop, and the decon drop could be 300 mints, or you could have a human torch drop, which has 15,000 mints, but the low mints of the number, number 41 to 99, there's 59 mints, is going to be better. It's really going to depend on the IP. But as I tell people about this, I would really like it if y'all could smash that like button. That is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Anywho, we have, we have a bunch of stuff to go over. Let's get to the comments though. Wes says, I don't think OMI even moves with exchanges. Burning is what's needed. I mean, it'll move with both, but yes, burning will definitely pump it up. Pump it up a long time. Chago Solo says, let's get this bread. I love this game. Andy L says, why are your blinds always past the windowsill? It just doesn't. It just won't go up there. Cool Mo says, long day at work. Bring the news, Randy. So busy, not had a chance to see Veve news. I'm sorry, I spoke for 51 minutes before I started answering content and questions. I hope it's okay. The Irishman says, ETF was delayed, that's why. Gotcha. Wes says, OMI headed back to 0006. I don't think it gets back there. That'd be nice if it did. I'll go and buy some more, but, we'll see. Chago Solo says, just sent my OMI from Bitforex to my ledger, 4.2 million. Nice. Congrats, Chago. Gabe Vincent, thank you so much for the super chat. That means the world. I was saying, Randy, thanks for all the content. Of course. I love you guys. I'm going to continue to be here. I mean, not Hugh Jackman. Clint Eastwood was asked, when are you going to stop directing? When are you going to stop being in Hollywood? And he says, when it stops being fun. Not that I want to compare myself to Clint Eastwood. He's a legend. But I'll stop when it stops being fun, and it's fun. And I was telling the new whale I advised today that I was trying to sell part of my YouTube. Like, hey, give me X amount of thousands of dollars, I'll give you part of my YouTube revenue. And I was like, and I showed him like the analytics, and I showed him what would be done. And he's like, and he had said he just didn't see it. But obviously, as Veve's going to be a household name at some point. Like, I've gotten 50 subscribers in the last month. Like, literally for 4 months, I was at like 8,990 subscribers. I was there for months. Suddenly, in the last month, up 50 subscribers. Why? Because OMI finally has utility. Veve's finally getting fun again. Veve finally, the app is so much better than it was even 8 months ago. But over the past couple of years, the best improvements. And it's a clear winner in the space. Every other thing is dying. And I was like, listen, if it was said by the other day, I forget the name of the company. I'll show you guys now. It's my friend's birthday, and he had a bunch of drinks as well. Hey, look, Block Talks, which has 32,000 followers on Twitter, or X, saying the top gainers of the previous week, OMI was up 46%, and who's the top influencer for it? Oh, hey, look, the real Randy Chavez. And, I think that really helped. And, I might not be the top influencer, in the next 6 months when we finally have a lot more utility. There's going to be a lot of other people that take a look and saying, oh, this community is ripe for the taking. And they're going to go make content. They're going to have 100,000 subscribers, and, I'll be kind of kicked down from that. So I might be the top influencer right now. I probably won't always be. But I do think that because I have more OMI than most other people, and I stream more and I do more content and do whatever, that might continue. But if Veve's a household name, the top influencer might also be a household name. You remember in season 1, it might be episode 1 of House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, and I know, he supposedly did really bad things, and he may have well done those bad things. I don't know. I don't know if he did, but he's a great actor. And he was talking about, oh yes, President Walker. I knew what was going on beforehand, and I attached myself and made myself important very early. Listen, I knew what Veve was as soon as I saw it. As soon as I saw interviews with David Yu. As soon as I saw who was attached, what IP they had, I knew it. I knew that Veve was the best. And I attached myself and made myself important early on for both the founders and the community. For those of you that don't know, the new people here, I had gone on and offered like $120,000 to them super early because I was told that, hey, they'll give it to you. They'll give you this OMI at a discount. But unfortunately, at that time, they were starting to make money and they didn't. Actually, I could read you the email. I'd read the email of the interactions that we had had. I gotta answer that person. It's from 2021. Dear Akomi Investment Team, my name is Randy Chavez. I'm a proud 90s kid who has a deep passion for collecting all things pop culture, particularly Pokemon cards. My interest in collecting started from the first time I watched Pokemon as a child. From this passion, I was able to start my own business, buying and selling rare, highly sought after Pokemon cards, which led to the substantial wealth that I have today. This is in 2021. I also studied risk and data analysis, which led to my second business of lending to small businesses and startups. I was introduced to Akomi and the Veve app through friends in the Pokemon community, which is true, they told me about it. Before I decided to get it through Earth 2, I was very intrigued by this new world of collecting and decided to perform my own due diligence on the Akomi and Omi token. After further extensive research, I have to say I'm a believer, especially after I discovered Alfred Kahn is a core member. Alfred is a hero to me, and I owe so much of the good fortune I have received through my life, both personally and financially, to him. I currently possess 13 million Omi I bought through exchanges, and I'm looking to increase my Omi holdings by a further 100,000 US dollars, or possibly more, depending on the rate I can receive. I plan on holding my Omi for a very long time due to my belief the future is only going to get brighter for Akomi and its Omi token. I look forward to meeting you soon. Sincerely, Randy. This was sent on 30 June 2021. Unfortunately, at this time, they were making so much money that they didn't need my money. Again, I had an extra 100K I was willing to throw at them right there. And 13 million Omi at the time was a lot. Anyway, that was what I had sent to them. Bill Gardner says, waiting on my 1.2 million order to go through. It looks like it will sell next order. It is 4.9 million. I hope it goes through for you, Bill. Dr. Strange. Cheers, mate. I love you. Omar says, great evening, Omar. I hope you're doing well. Veve Wheels says, yo, what up, Veve Wheels? I hope y'all are, you're my man, Veve Wheels. You guys are all great. Anyone in the Gold and Silver logo group, anyone here right now is just my boy. Jimbo Thingo says, hello, Master Randy. Hello. Ask me about Veve and Omi. Ask me about anything. Ask me anything. Excuse me. I'm in a good mood tonight. Moving on. Mo Collections is good topic. Why, thank you. B. Grand says, cheers, Randy. Oh, cheers, mate. Moving on. Bill Garner says, they announced Predator today. How did I miss that? Well, it's the Predator posters, not necessarily the Predator. Wish we can get those Predator collectibles. Cool Mo says, looks like 10 million Omi has gone down. Oh yeah, what is that? I gotta take a look. I really hope it's not 550 points. I'll be super salty. All right, let's open up the Veve app and see what MCP points are for 10 million Omi today. Oh God, there's so many. There's so many heckin' messages I'm just never gonna get to. Oh shoot. Oh Jesus. Good Lord. Okay. Veve, Collectors at Heart. Start collecting profile. Wow. Okay, yeah. So there's like 620 MCP points that we get for holding 10 million OMI. I hope Veve realizes that in a year, 10 million OMI will be $100,000. You spend $100,000 to get an extra 620 points per day, 630 points per day. That's not cool. This is too low, I think. I think having 10 million OMI should get you quite a bit more than 620. Well, 600 to 800, I guess, was my range. But listen, guys, if they make it so that you get 200 extra MCP points for holding OMI, that is not enough. If they have it below 300, I'm going to like say something with David, what the fudge is going on? But, 620, I guess, is okay for now. I really don't want it going much lower. I think below 450, let's say 420, 69. Come out nice down below for 69 and blaze it down below for the 420. I think that's too low, but, we'll see. 620 is not a lot. Candace Bevan says, Mighties! What's up, Candace? Oh, Candace, I love you. I hope you're doing well. My bae. There's a lot of baes out there. All right. Also, guys, I'll tell you right now. If you are looking to go to New York Comic Con, do not stay in Jersey. I've told my friends this. They have not listened. Do not stay in New Jersey. And I get it. Well, Chavez, it's like $2,000 to stay for 5 nights in New York. That's too much. I can get a hotel for 5 nights in New Jersey for $1,500. That's $500 cheaper. You guys will spend an average of $70 a day on Ubers going from New Jersey to New York. And on Friday night, when you're trying to go back to your hotel in New Jersey, I remember doing this in 2019, $132. 4 years ago to go from New York to New Jersey. That's one way. Guys, it is not worth it to stay in New Jersey. It is not. I swear to you. Now, maybe things have changed in the last couple of years. Things might have changed as I've gone out of the cosplay community. But in my experience, it is not worth it to stay in New Jersey. I don't care if you save, if you save like half off, you go from, I can get a place in New Jersey for $1,000 for 5 nights. As opposed to New York, where it's $2,000, maybe that might be worth it. But unless you're saving $1,000, it's not going to be worth it. I know, I've done it before. I will never stay in New Jersey again. B Grand says, I have an auction ending soon. Module that comes with a percentage difference of the floor. I could enable. Let me know what that is. Vance Like Strong says, hasn't been a good Fantastic Four comic since There's been a lot of good Fantastic Four. Dude, Civil War? Vance Like Strong, have you not read Jonathan Hickman's... Civil War is probably one of the greatest comic book runs ever created. And Fantastic Four, the tie-ins with Sue and Reed Richards, with the Thing, with Johnny Blaze getting beat the fudge up, and you haven't read that. You haven't read that if you think that. Sean Grassman says, what's up, Randy? What's up, Sean? Sleepin' Comics. I love you. I love you, Sleepin'. I wish you'd come to New York. I'd want to hug you and squeeze you so much. Sorry. Vance Like Strong says, Candy Randy getting ready for his upcoming bout. I'm not fighting currently. My back cannot support anything over like 2 minutes of walking. Ugh. So I don't know why you think I have an upcoming bout. I do not. I do not have an upcoming bout at all. Hold on, let me try to... Wait, there we go. I haven't been training. I don't have an upcoming bout. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I 100% understand Michael Jackson's song "Just Leave Me Alone" because it is not I said literally just people that I mostly love, people that are important enough to have my phone number. There's 96 messages here. And I don't pay attention to Instagram or Facebook. I have 500 messages in Telegram. I don't know how much in Twitter. I'm trying. I swear to God, I'm trying. Moving on. Sean Grass was 6,000 for the comics. Yes. Vance Like Strong says Zuckerberg is beating Randy East. I would pummel Zuckerberg in 30 seconds. I would crush Zuckerberg with an iron fist. I would break Zuckerberg's ribs in 8 seconds. Like, get the fudge out of here. Vance Like Strong says McFarlane burned the apes. McFarlane. So you know how in, I think it's Lord of the Rings, no, it's the Fellowship of the Ring, where Gandalf is talking to Lord Elrond, and he says, "It is in men that we must place our faith now." And then Lord Elrond says, "Men are weak." And I says like, "Oh, you do not know the writer." And then Lord Elrond's like, "I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago when men failed, when Isildur had the chance to throw the One Ring into the pits of the fire, the pits of which it came. They failed, corrupted by the power of the ring." And Gandalf's like, Anywho, I'm gonna put that right there. Hold on. Sleeping Comics says, "Get to the chopper." Vance Like says, "Read a real book." I've read like several hundred books. What do you want? How to Bounce When Others Break, 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, 8 Attributes of Great Achievers, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Slaughterhouse-Five? Like, get the fudge out of here. I read more than anyone you know. And so real books have heroes too. Real heroes, like real books, have characters that are replete with regret, replete with things that they didn't do. Comic books, completely different. And again, there are some things that people have regrets about in comic books. But again, when I say that in the world's greatest literature, Shakespeare, most of his sonnets and poems written in iambic pentameter, characters replete with regret of not doing what they could to get the love of their life. And it's not because Spider-Man is like, he's angsty because like I have to protect the city. I have so much that I need to do for humanity. I can't have a life. No, in Shakespeare, in the real books that you quote, it's because they're lazy pieces of crap that are just too much simps, that are too much fucking beta male losers to go after the girl. The superheroes that we read, the books that of old that we read that is superheroes, they get the girls very, very easily. They can get any girl that they want. They choose not to because it's better for humanity. Comic books and superheroes are, in my opinion, far superior than the old books from the past 600 years. I don't care whether it's Jane Austen. I don't care whether it's Jack Kerouac. I don't care if it's anything from the Beats. I don't care if it's anything from Shakespeare. Comic book superhero movies are so much more relatable. They're so much more better for men, better for people in general, than all of that crap from the past 600 years. Fight me. I will fight you, Vance Like Strong. That's the hill I will die on. Moving on. Somebody clip that. Sleeping says, "Vance Like Strong, what books are you reading?" Silky Smooth says, "That Miles Secret Rare 69 is waiting for you, Randy." There's a Miles Secret Rare 69? Get the fudge out of here. No, there's not. No, there's not. Don't toy with me. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Okay, Miles Secret Rare. That 69 is $500,000. Give me $100 million. I would not spend 0.5% on that. That amount of money could do so much good for the world of conservation, so much good for the world of small animal practice. Never. Why is this collectible so much? Well, the number 69, because it's as a troll. Nobody's paying $500,000 for that. If you mean why is Miles secret rare in general, it's because he is very popular. He is one of the most popular, the newest, most popular character in the last 15 years for comic books and for comic books. And he's super scarce. There is 160 of him, and there will never be any more, at least as far as the secret rare. That's animated. The ultra rare is good too. The rare is, I think, better than the ultra rare because it's, it's got the hoodie, it's got the Jordans, but that secret rare is just, but it's scarce, and that's why it's doing a lot better. I think the secret rare Spider-Man, the Peter Parker, I think that flips the secret rare Miles Morales in the next couple of years. Hold on. Ableton. Oh, I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on I buy one secret rare Miles versus 3 Spidey secret rare Peter Parkers? Listen, unless you have kids, which a decent amount of comic book people do not have kids, unless you have kids, you don't really know who Miles Morales is. Like, most of our parents, like if you're, a lot of my constituents, late 20s, early 30s, unless your parents have grandkids, they do not know who Miles Morales is. Miles Morales. Miles Morales. Is he the guy I hired to mow my lawn? Miles Morales. Oh, he's the guy that folded my tacos the other day. Oh, no, Miles Morales. He's my leaf blower. Like, no, he's my landscaper. No. If you're above the age of 50, unless you have kids, you do not know who Miles Morales is, unless you're a comic book nerd. But if you're a former Chad, if you're a former Dad Lore, whatever you have, most everyone in the world knows who Peter Parker Spider-Man is. Miles Morales is super popular with people in pop culture. It's super popular with people in the know. But people go crazy for Peter Parker. Miles is very, very new. Miles is great for minorities and great for younger people, and he could potentially go in the next 50 years and be much more popular than Peter Parker Spider-Man, but he's not right now. He's not. And he won't be for a very long time. He just won't. He won't be for decades. Maybe 2 decades, but he won't be for a very long time. And again, even if everyone 20 and under or 30 and under know and love Miles Morales, and he is their Spider-Man. If you're 24 and under, Miles Morales is probably your Spider-Man. But that's not where a lot of money is. Give me any 20-year-old versus any 40-year-old, 98% chance that 40-year-old has more money. Probably 99% chance that 40-year-old has more money. And that's what you have to think about. Even if it is more popular with the younger crowd, let's say like, wind the clocks back 20 years ago. Jay-Z, the first rapper to ever sell out Madison Square Garden. Jay-Z was everywhere, doing things with Beyonce, doing things with Linkin Park. Jay-Z just freaking one of the best rappers in the world at that time. One of. Okay, yeah, everyone loved Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. Everybody in that time that was under the age of 30 knew Jay-Z. But could Jay-Z sell out? The Garden had at that time like 22,000 seats. Could Jay-Z sell out something that had 50,000 seats? Probably not. Could Elton John do it? Could Billy Joel do it? Yeah, easily. Jay-Z might be great for the Vine and YouTube and, that era in the 2000s. But in the 2000s, Elton John and Billy Joel, there are much more people that know and value and would pay for Billy Joel and Elton John tickets as opposed to Jay-Z. Even though Jay-Z was cool, Jay-Z was hip, no 15-year-old wanted Elton John or Billy Joel. Oh, I have a $50 super chat from Braythax saying, Veve, Earth 2, ETH domains for the win. Smash that like button. And Raythax knows about Billy Joel and Elton John, but most of the other people didn't. So this is what I mean. I don't care if 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 15, 20, or even 25-year-olds love Jay-Z and could give two craps about Peter Parker. Most of the rest of the world knows and loves Peter Parker. They know the stories. They know his story. They know all of them. For the next 30 years, maybe the next 20, Peter Parker will outperform Miles Morales in absolutely everything in popularity. And that's why I think short term, Peter Parker severely outperforms Miles Morales. And again, I take a look, okay, out of the 1,000 that there are, okay, we have 910 because Veve keeps 90. I'm pretty sure another 90, Dr. Prophet has 90 of them. So, okay, we have 820 versus Miles Morales 160. Now 159 because somebody burned him for the Soul Stone. But give a 50-year-old the choice between investing in Peter Parker or Miles Morales. Peter Parker all the way, because that's what he knows. That's what he knows that most of his peers knows. His father knows. His kids know. Like even if you love Miles Morales more, even if he's your Spider-Man, you at least know who Peter Parker is. You know, because there's not any major TV show that has Miles Morales that doesn't have Peter Parker in it. Anywho, moving on. We're going to get to Raythax's super chat saying Veve, which is obviously, he's Raythax, for those of you that do not know, is a severely underrated investor that nobody knows who he is, but he's had Axie Infinity for years, made tens of thousands, if not six figures, on the scholarships, on the land, on the token, and has also, after that, went into Earth 2 and had made tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on Earth 2. We've done several deals in that ourselves. He is... My successes in other projects may or may not be writ small by Raythax's own NFTs on the Wax blockchain that bear the Earth 2 logo, same as mine. My first NFTs are on the Wax blockchain. I hate that it's on there, but it is, and mine and Raythax bears the Earth 2 logo. And Raythax has also not just made money in Axie Infinity, not just made money in Earth 2, but ETH domain names. I think he has the Muhammad domain name. I think he has the Starbucks domain name. So many domain names that he could sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And also Veve and Omi. He has many Veve NFTs. A lot of Earth 2 whales, like Predict, who's the biggest female Earth whale in Earth 2, has every single one of the Season 1 Veve NFTs. Actually, she has 2 of every single one of the Veve NFTs in Season 1. Now, she doesn't have a ton of Omi, like 25 million. Raythax, I think Raythax might have tens of millions more. And then Veve. He's got a bunch of Veve stuff as well. So yeah, Raythax is a homie through and through. Raythax, I have your ETH domain name right there. I will... ETH domain name right there. And Raythax, if you want, Raythax saying Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man #1 Rare Platinum Edition is one of my most precious comics. Raythax, do you have that graded? Let me know if you have that graded, because I would love to buy that. I can't right now, but I know someone that would. Well, I don't know if you'd sell that, but you have a lot of very, very interesting things that Raythax, I have to introduce you to so many other new people. When are you getting married? When's your wedding? Let me know. Anywho, moving on. Where was I? We have Abel Thomas saying, "Hey Randy, anything you can share from your talk about Omi with Dr. Rashid?" Yes. One of his companies does have OMI. He is getting more soon. He's actually going to get more Veve NFTs soon. I don't know when. Oh shoot. He is going to get more Veve NFTs soon. He does have to wait for his. He has to wait for his KYC to go through. We're taking care of that for him soon. Super Chat from Wraithx is not for sale ever. And even Sleeping Comics says, "Whoa, a platinum version." Oh man, Wraithx, why is that not for sale? Okay, hold on. Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man #1. We're gonna view this. We're gonna view this. Okay. Let's go to Todd McFarlane. Oh shoot, I am so drunk. All right, Todd McFarlane. Spider-Man #1. Okay, let's look. Okay, hold on. Platinum. Platinum edition. Okay, hold on here. Spider-Man #1 rare platinum edition. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. These are. Let's select all. We'll copy. We'll put it into eBay and let's see what it has. Yeah. Paste. Is it graded, Wraithax? Let me know. Not worth the most. Just love the Todd. Okay. I gotcha. even Sleeping Comics is just like, whoa, a platinum version. Yeah, Todd is great. Todd's super fantastic. Todd is a beast also. Todd is not just hold on one second. Todd is not just somebody that, is dipping his toes in digital collecting. Todd McFarlane is a legend in the physical toy space, like an absolute legend. And do you know whose life has always amazed me? George Harrison. Because Harrison was not only a Beatle, he was also a traveling Wilbury. And it was no mean feat to be a Wilbury. Legends only need apply. Dylan and Petty used to make a game of it, in fact, that they used to throw a name out and decide instantly if that person was or was not a Wilbury. And it required some inviolable combination of wit, cool, credibility, like Jack Nicholson, for example. Wilbury. Richard Dreyfuss. Great actor, but not a Wilbury. And even though Todd McFarlane, that might be up for debate, who he posted as the person, Trevor, it has become clear is not a Wilbury. And that kind of puts a little bit of a damper on the McFarlane name, who he hired for the digital collectibles. Anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here. Let's go and let's go get back to the rest of the comments. So Rashid has OMI. Pro the Doge Millionaire has OMI. And Rashid will continue to get that bread. He will continue to get more OMI. He'll get a gold and silver Veve logo, probably multiple. And he will, I have his ear, he will take my advice on what other things to get as time goes on, when his KYC gets approved. He's just waiting on a bank letter. He will get that bank letter. He's supposed to get it on Monday. He should get it soon, though. Keep you posted. Popey says liked. Thank you. Smash that like button. Sean Grassman says, oh, I'll usually hear your ceiling fan. I can hear the noise it makes. I don't hear it today. Oh, it's on. Shoot. The ceiling fan is on. Sorry you can't hear it. maybe you're not. Sorry. Jordan Mears has just bought the gold logo 472 right now. Jordan Mears, you mad lad. All right, let's take a look at this. Meow, Randy. All right, Veve. Let's go to the market. Let's go to my collectibles. I have 911 collectibles right now. I should probably change that soon. And, 44.25. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Jordan Mears. Okay, so let me post that in the gold logo. Yeah. Ooh, okay. The Veve hasn't confirmed. Going to decon. Well, I think that's just how they are. Focus on New York Comic Con. Speculation colors. Yep. The Veve collectibles. Yep. Okay. Oh, actually, Veve is going to decon. Veve is listed as an exhibitor. So if you go to decon, the website, Veve is listed as an exhibitor for booth number 3200. So Veve should be at decon. Anyhow, moving on. Let me post this photo. Another subscriber coming in. All right, so Jordan Mears, message me on Twitter, and just say like, hey, I have a gold logo, and then I'll have Sanjay, Mr. MC1, go and message you. You can get access to this gold and silver logo, and then we shall go from there. Stephen Gonzalez says Spidey 2099 Secret Rare Comic Mint, 245 for sale on the market, only 250 Secret Rare total. Okay, hold on, let me put in 2099 into this. And let's see. Comics. I'm going to say it was 250 for sale. It's only 105 of them. Or, I'm sorry, there's 105 for the low mint. That's pretty interesting. It's 250 of them total. 105. I mean, it's good. Really good. Interesting. Jordan Reed says, yo, I wonder what's in store for Omi in September. Now, typically in September, it is bad for crypto, so Omi could actually see lower. But, well, I don't think Omi gets bronze tickets in September. I don't think they get it in October. I think we get bronze tickets in November, December, in that area. But we'll see. I mean, Omi could have a bunch of different things going on with it. Candace Bevan says, how's your back? It's still not good. The back is quite iffy. I can't work out yet. I'm really, really close. I feel it. Like, I feel like in a couple of days, in like a week, I'll be able to get back to working out. I'll be getting back to my normal self. I'll keep you guys posted. I don't want to go to Comic-Con with like pencil arms and a big fat gut, although I might be that anyway. But I'll keep you posted. Beantex says, thanks for streaming. I always enjoy listening, but don't comment very much. Appreciate your dedication. Can't wait for the bull run. Beantex, I do see you all the time. I do love you. I do. I mean, even for the viewers, I know that even when I have, like this morning, I had 150 viewers. Not everyone commented. Maybe like 10 or 15 people commented, which is fine. The views are good. I mean, comments and likes are great. As long as you like the thing and you subscribe, I think that's cool. But as long as you're here, you know, that enough means a lot. 3 years ago when I started YouTube, I never think I'd be able to live stream. Back in the day, they changed it recently, but back in the day, you couldn't go live unless you were partnered with YouTube. And the reason I know this is because I had a want, like in Pokemon, every 6 to 8 weeks, there was a, what was it? Not GSM, PCGS, PWCC used to have a an auction block on eBay every 6 to 8 weeks, give or take. So every couple months they would have an auction block on eBay, and they would all end like one after the other, boom, 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 boom. And because I was making Pokemon content at that time, I was like, listen, guys, I want to go live for it because that's the content I used to make. It used to be, hey, what did this Caterpie go for? Like, it's insane that a Caterpie first edition PSA 10 used to go for $100. Like, it's Caterpie. Why would you want that? But then that's when I got into human behavior. That's when I got into studying people and be like, okay, nostalgia is a powerful drug. Like in Gilmore Girls, there's an episode in the first season, maybe the second season, where Lorelai Gilmore says, listen, I had the Long Island iced tea. And the Long Island iced tea does something to you, and it will make you do things that you don't normally do. And that's the same with love. It's the same with nostalgia. It makes you do things that you would never do. When I was in the hospital because my liver exploded in 2018, I was buying a bunch of these Pokemon cards because that's what I loved when I was a kid. And when I thought I was dying, the nostalgia made me go and buy the first edition PSA 10s. So when I go and I see, people debating about Spider-Man or whatever, it's like, I know nostalgia is going to win. I know everything that Veve has is going to be the clear winner. Anywho, Sean Grasmick says, all I want to see is that it is balanced. Wes says, the amount of MCP points we get for 10 million OMI is a joke. Well, here's the thing. They don't want to give you the same amount of MCP points that you... All right, so let's say it costs you $6,000 in order to become a master collector on Veve. Well, if they gave you, let's say the price is 800 points per day to become a master collector. Well, if it costs you $6,000 in Veve NFTs in order to get that 800 points, then, okay, that's $6,000. Well, then if it only costs $6,000 in OMI, let's say 6 million OMI to get those 800 points, why would you get Veve NFTs? You could have 0 Veve NFTs and just get $6,000 worth of OMI, so 6 million OMI, to get those points. And then, as because OMI will outperform most NFTs, you not only get the points every day, but your OMI goes up higher than what you would have gotten in the Veve app. So this is meant for OMI holders. This is meant for OMI holders that don't have a lot of collectibles, where they're more heavily invested in OMI. Because if you're heavily invested in the Veve NFTs, you'll be a master collector, that's fine. You don't need OMI. But maybe you only have a couple NFTs. Maybe you're only getting a couple hundred points a day. Well, this incentivizes you to go and put your OMI on the app, because that way you're able to go and say, you know what, I have this OMI already, I'll put it on the app and I'll get free MCP points. It might not be as much as I would get if I was having OMI, or as much as I was having Veve NFTs, but the OMI is going to outperform Veve NFTs anyway, so I was going to get the OMI regardless, so I might as well put it on the app. So I do understand the method behind their madness. Jordan Reed says, I reckon 650 to 700 points for 10 million OMI is fair. It's currently 620 now. If you need 850 for master, you still need 200 MCP points from collectibles, which is a decent amount. It is. Mo Collector says, Randy, go to urgent care and take a course of steroids to inflamed. So I could go to the VA, and the VA would give me something. You know, that's fine. I'm going to drink some water. I also have to go to the bathroom. I could go to the VA, but I don't have health insurance otherwise. You know, the VA I can go to and it's free because, you know, veteran. But urgent care, I don't know if would take me. Candace Bevan says, what is your thoughts on 600 MCP points for holding 10 million OMI in-app with no collectibles? Well, I'm glad it gives you points. I actually am glad that it doesn't give you the amount of points in order to be a master collector. I'm glad it gives you a lot of points, but I'm glad it also incentivizes you. Okay, well, I have all this OMI. I'm getting a lot of points that I need to be a master collector. Let me go and spend a couple more $1,000 into the Veve app so I could become a master collector. I think that works really, really well, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. Holding collectibles increase your MCP by a percentage based on collectibles held. Yes, the more you hodl, the more you hold, the more market activity you have, the more MCP points you get on a daily basis. Paul Lizzie says, wanted to introduce myself. I've been in Veve since March of 2021. I got the Walt on the drop and holding Omi. I was in early. Do you think we would see a 30-cent Omi by 2025? It's not off the table. It's possible. Like, you ever see A Beautiful Mind when that girl is talking to the guy that's close with, oh God, what's his name? Russell Crowe, where he's just like, listen, you know, sometimes the government comes in and not all of us are cleared for it. So it is possible, but not likely. The 30 to 50 cent Omi is in not my bull case. It is my golden goose egg case. Like, everything that could go right does go right. Opposite of Murphy's Law, where Murphy's Law is everything that could go wrong does go wrong. So when I talk about a 30-cent Omi by 2025, listen, my bull case in Omi is 15 to 20 cents. That's if we get a decent amount of mass adoption. That's if we have a lot of burns. And maybe we're delayed by a lot of things, which, you know, often happens in tech. But 30 cents, 30 to 50 cents is my golden goose scenario, where you have everything hits at absolutely, it's like a 1 to 4% chance of happening. Is it possible? Sure. It's definitely possible. Is it probable? Like I said, 1 to 4% chance. It's like trying to find a Dragonair in the Safari Zone. You have to fish at just the right amount of time. It's like finding a Munchlax in Platinum, where you have to go and you say, okay, I have to put sap on this tree and then come back, you know, a day later or 6 hours later and find a Pokemon. And sometimes you find a Pokemon and it could be a Heracross, it could be Pinsir or something else. It's like a 1% chance to find a Munchlax. Like, it's very, very hard. Is it possible? Yes. I wouldn't bet on it. I would bet more on like the 10 to 12% Omi in 2025 at the height of the bull market. Mark Dilevsky says, just popped in to say hello and show Grumpy Cat coin. Coin market cap listing eminent. If you know, you know. Also new alpha. Let's go over the Grumpy Cat, which I'm very heavily invested in. I had originally put in about $7,000 into Grumpy Cat. Let's see what we got here. Let's go. Let's take a. All right, let's take it. And I'll put this photo in the Grumpy Cat Telegram, and I'll just let them know. Grumpy Cat to the moon. If y'all want to raid. Oh shoot. Okay. Clipboard, YouTube, meow, Randy. That if y'all want to raid the Grumpy Cat stuff. Nathan Hanna says, what up, Randy? What up, Nathan? How's it going? Thank you so much for coming by. Thanks, guys, for being here. Sean Grasmick says, I've been thinking about the next Star Wars drop. I got a pretty good feeling of what it might be. I've been pretty much on point whenever I speculate for Star Wars. So, right, Sean, let us know. What is the Star Wars stuff? Is it Baby Yoda? Is it Big Yoda? Is it old school Anakin? Is it Leia? Is it Lando? Is it Chewie? Is it Harrison Ford? Like, let me know who it is. I'd love to go and get it. Wraithax, thank you for the $50 super chat. Wraithax, we're gonna be friends forever. And can we meet in real life, please? Like, I'm gonna give you a hug. I love you, man. You've been like one of the angels on my shoulders. Wes says, how much do you want to bet that Secret Rare Spider-Man doesn't flip Secret Rare Miles Morales? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. No, it's not. I'll bet you $1,000, Wes. Let me send it to you real quick. All right, I took a photo. I'll send it to Wes. I'll send to you. I'll bet you 1K. Deal? And then I'll let you guys know what Wes says, because I'll bet him $1,000 that Peter Parker Spider-Man does flip Miles Morales. Ooh, I've got, okay, let's start coming in. Last year, okay, it's like sucks about it. While you should absolutely go to the show anyway, be advised that Veve Official is not yet confirmed to attend DesignerCon. Don't want folks making travel plans unless they plan on taking in all that his amazing show and his artist has to offer. Okay, good call. Econ site, obviously Alex is the definitive source. Okay, copy. Ooh. If somebody that, okay, is Crypto Rain going? Not sure yet. I don't know if Crypto Rain is going to New York Comic Con. I'll keep you posted. So New Whales will be monopolizing the gold and silver logos. Ha 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 ha. I hope the new holders are here to stay and not flippers. My whales are all long-term hodlers. Let me put hodlers, and then I'll winky face. Didn't want to post that for everyone to see. Of course. All right, so Alex has just said a couple things. I mean, I might be there just to be there, but Veve is not. So Alex says he might be there just to be there. I don't know if he'll actually be there. Raythax, thank you for the super chat, saying Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man #1 rare platinum edition was my most precious comics, I bet. And Raythax says it's just not for sale ever. And Raythax says it's not worth the most. He just loves Todd. Fair point. Sleeping Comics says, whoa, a platinum version. Sourdy says, hey Randy, when's your interview with the Bumper team again? It was supposed to be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it will be next week. I'll let you guys know. It will be on September 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be the that's when I'll interview the Bumper team, the founder and the co-founder. I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to take you guys there. I'll take you with my phone, my telephone. Let's go to the Veve app. We'll see if I can try to entertain y'all while I drain the main vein. Okay, all right, let's see what we have here. Bathroom Chavez. Okay. My pants are falling down. Okay. My body, it burns. Okay, here we go. I apologize for all that I'm doing right now. Okay. I will go through the stuff right now. All right, let's take a look at some of my collectibles, and I am at a $24,000. Obviously, let's take a look at these. These Fantastic Four holiday cards. There is less than 600 of them, and they are a secret rare, and they get you a full set. And guys, these are $40. These are secret rare. They're a full set, and they're $40. There's less than 600 of them. That is stupid cheap. Stupid cheap. The cheapest sub 100 on them is number 71 for $70, which is fine. That's fine, but they're stupid cheap. Let's do Cosmo. Cosmo, there are only 850 of her, which means 760. And out of the 760, she is $78 hairs. And $78 hairs, let's take a look at the sub 100s. The sub 100s of her are, wow. The cheapest one is 170. That is a decent amount. And the next cheapest one is number 72 at 198. I don't think the sub 50s are worth it, but I think her floor is actually worth it. Let me go and... Sorry. always get you a toilet that you don't have to. All right, here we go. Oh shit. I just wanna run, hide it away, facing down. I just wanna run it away, fainting me. Just about to think I know better than you do. Okay, here we go. Where were we? Rayfax name of the super chat says not worth the most, just love the Todd. I understand 100%. Sleepin says a 9.8 platinum is probably $8,000. That's so much. That's a lot for a comment. Oh, shit. Okay, moving on. Steve Smith says, hey Randy, you Chad. Oh, thank you so much, Stephen Smith. Sean Grassman says, and poor Eric Clapton took George Harrison's wife and she's known as Layla. That's a good point. Sleeping Comic says, I remember buying my Spider-Man #1 McFarlane in the LCS. They came in a bag sleeping. You look so young and you remember something from so long ago. Sean Grasmick is laughing, saying, damn, MCP points are definitely going higher. I'm getting 1,500 per day now. I'm getting not a lot per day now. JKRB says we should get MCP utility this month. I wouldn't bet on us getting it this month, but who knows? Esquivel Digital gives me a $9.99 super chat. So Esquivel Digital, do you have a question? Let me know if you have a question because I don't have, I don't see any question that you have right there. Wes has responded for this year. Nah, bull market. So I think that the Peter Parker Spider-Man flips the, I think the Peter Parker man flips the Secret Rare Miles Morales in the bull market, not this year, but in the bull market. But thank you, Esquivel Digital, for saying that, for the super chat. Let me know if you have a question. I'll go on and answer that for you. MCP utility this month, I just don't believe will happen. Oh, I'm sorry, Esquivel saying, Randy, I bought the Veve Gold and Silver logo because of you. I'll see you at Comic-Con. Okay, so let's message me on Twitter and I'll go and make sure. Wait, hold on. I will go and make sure. Okay, hold on, let me do this. I bought it, so I'll message me on Twitter. I'll make sure you're in the Telegram group, and then we'll go from there. All right, hold on. Let me post this in the Telegram chat. And another one. Where do you live? Do you live in Long Island? Do you live in the tri-state area? Let me know. Let's go meet up. And it doesn't have to be at the official Veve Golden logo party. We could meet up at Comic-Con. We could meet up at somewhere in the city. Now I will be there with a lot of people, one of which is going to be very cool. But yes, 100% you'll see me at New York Comic Con. If everyone could wear name tags, that'd be super great. Because you know, this happened every event. Like, Randy, oh my God, hi. It's like, oh, hi, who are you? And it's like, oh, I'm this person. Like, comment all the time. And I'm like, oh, hey, thank you. But it's just one of those things that people know me, but unfortunately, I don't know a lot of newer people. So when people go in and they say hi, like, oh, hey, who are you? Sorry. And then when they mention their name, like, oh, hey, I see you all the time in the comments. But some people don't comment and they kind of expect me to know them. It's like, oh, if you don't comment, I don't know. Anywho, where was I? Grumpy S says, hey, Randy, Grumpy Cat coin to the moon. Let's take a look at Grumpy Cat. Let's take a look at where it is. It's been doing fairly well over the last week. It's actually outperformed Omi on many of the days the last few weeks. And Omi is, all right, so 4chan is down 2%. So Grumpy Cat actually flipped 4chan. I knew it was a better move. 4chan only down to a $2.4 million market cap. And Grumpy Cat is definitely at 3 million. Well, it might have gone down with the rest of the market today because of the delay of that ETF. It's actually not even loading. So I'll keep you posted. It's actually up 10% on the day, up to a $3.5 million market cap. Grumpy Cat to the moon. Oh my God, Grumpy Cat's going bananas. It's like, dude, this is, these are the buy orders. This is the chart. It's slowly but surely moving on up to the east side. There's a lot more people accumulating Grumpy Cat than there is selling. So many more buys. It's great. C Venture says, just liked. If everyone could smash that like button, that's a free way to help support the channel. I don't require super chats. I don't require Patreon. Just so you smash that like button. Maybe hit the subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Sean Grasman says, you just made my point. People might buy less NFTs and just put OMI. Yeah. There's a lot of that going around. There's a lot of that might go and work around that. I would say that some people, it might go and I would say some people, it might strike a chord with them. Some people aren't nostalgic. Some people just all about that money, which is fine. Yeah, I'll do that all day. Philip Jekowicz saying, hey Randy, what do you think of Spidey Miles Ultra Rare, only 1,000 editions? I really like it. Let's take a look at all the miles right now. Let's go over everything. Let's do a big comprehensive thing of them. So let's say miles. And by the way, we do have to do Howard the Duck and Kang, because Howard the Duck and Kang is they're being burned tonight. So I'll keep you posted. So the rare is at 424. This is very low in my opinion for the rare, because the rare is the most popular. And the sub 100s of the rare, I think, should be at like, I don't know, 6, 24, 20. Yeah, so I'd say like 2,400. Yeah, and you have number 97 at 2,000. It's 1997. So I'd say the number 97. I wouldn't get that because it's 97. It's in the high 90s. But the next cheapest on top of that is number 43 for 4,300. That's a lot. I don't know if I would do that. Well, the 43 might be actually pretty good. But that's a lot. It's a rare, and I do think the sub 100s on the rare are a lot more valuable than the ultra rare, the secret rare. But let's keep going. So the ultra rare Miles Morales, $700, which is not a bad price at all. So the ultra rare, so let's say another 2K for the ultra rare sub 100. You can get a number 76 for 1369, so 1370. So you get a number 76 ultra rare for 1370, and the next cheapest one on top of that is number 81 for 2,000. I think that's very, very, actually, if you want to get the number 47 for 2,200, I would not put it past you. I would think that's A-okay. Let me get to the super chat from Escoval Digital saying, my Spider-Man is Peter Parker. My 6-year-old Spider-Man is Miles Morales. So Escobar, you know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm talking about, where you, your peers, and everyone older than you is gonna love Peter Parker. And Peter Parker is gonna be the dominant Spider-Man for like the next 10 to 20 years at least. But as the kids nowadays that are 6 years old to 15 years old, they've had Miles Morales. People have been reading Miles Morales for a decade, so there might even be some 20-year-olds that go and really love it. And you might even have some in the next 10 years, 30-year-olds that love Miles Morales more than Peter Parker. And for that, you might see a big shift where Spider-Man might start to lose a little ground or go up slower than the Miles. And when does that flip? It might not ever flip, but I think there's definitely a lot more room for Miles Morales to grow in popularity, because Peter Parker is already the most well-known superhero in the world. Miles Morales is nowhere close to that, but Miles Morales has a lot more room to run. So we'll see what happens with that. Anywho, let's move on. Yeah, dude, that Miles Morales. So here's what's weird. The Miles Morales number 76 is 1,300. The next cheapest one is $2,000 for the 8100, and it's 2081. And then the next cheapest one after that is 2288, $2,300 for the number 47. I think, in my opinion, that ultra rare Miles Morales number 47 is stupid undervalued, and so is the number 76 for 1,300. Stupid undervalued. In my opinion, both. If I had the choice, I have $1,500. Okay, put in an extra $800, get the number 47 for 2288, or get the number 76 for slightly less than 1,400. Put the rest into Omi. But again, that's just my opinion. Let's try Miles, and let's see the secret rare for Miles. $14,000 for the floor, and the next one is $20,000. You could buy the floor for $14,000 and automatically increase it for $5,000. That's nuts. That is nuts. Nuts beyond belief. But let's see what's happening with Kang, because Kang is about to be burned very, very quickly, and Howard the Duck, same thing. Okay, not that much. Anyway, let's move on. Oh God, I have so many Veve notifications. Okay, this. Okay, yep. Who loves Marvel more? Elon Musk. Great, thanks. Oh shoot. Okay, we'll go over those later. Anywho, moving on here. Smarty Pants says, about to board my flight to China, but dropping in real quick to say hi. Shout out Veve, Grumpy Cat, and 4chan. Let's go. Let's get that bread. Wes says, Avengers number 1 secret rare is getting wrecked. Let's check Avengers number 1 secret rare. Let's see what it's doing. Let's go onto the Veve app. Go to the comics Avengers number 1. The rare is at $28. It should be much higher than that. And the secret rare is $546. I think that's stupid undervalued. I think that is stupid undervalued. Avengers is that should be $1,000 at some point in the future, maybe not now. Oh my God. So be advised that 2 days ago, 20% of the total Veve market trades were made by one single user. It was Bezosman. Again, I'll say this again. 20% of the entire volume of the Veve app 2 days ago was made by Bezosman. It was by one user. And in a year, we'll have 20 Bezosmen. Sean Grasmick says, in Pokemon Go, the only way you can get one of those is hatching out of a 7,000 kilometer egg. Or 7-kilometer egg. Jesus, man. I honestly think it's going to be the Millennium Falcon. Okay, the Millennium Falcon would be great. The vehicles. Han Solo driving it. Rey would be okay, but I'd love it. Sean Grasmick says, I could be very wrong about that, but I feel that you can drop another vehicle for some reason. It's possible. And listen, in September, we're going to have a major license. We're going to have a major IP drop. And what happens with that? Is it going to be something that we already have or something we don't have yet? Remember, David, when I asked David about recur licenses, he says we already have that. Could we get Hello Kitty? Could we get Hey Arnold? Could we get SpongeBob? These are all possibilities, and I'm very, very excited for which one they drop. Sean Grasso says, the first comic I ever collected were the ones that Todd McFarlane did for Spider-Man in the early 90s. Amazing artwork. I think it's amazing artwork as well. You gotta love it. Moving on. Griff Collect says, is this Randy's OnlyFans page? No, I don't have an OnlyFans. I might at some point. I'll keep you posted. Esquivel Digital, thank you so much for the super chat, saying, Randy, I bought a Veve Gold and Silver logo because of you. Will I see you at Comic-Con? Yes. Yes, you will. And we'll share a beer together. We'll have conversations together. Shake your hand. I'll hug you. And then, we'll go to parties together. We'll go and message me on Twitter so I can get you to that private Telegram group with the gold and silver Veve logo holders. Let me do that for you. Chase Blanchard says, Grumpy Cat coin in the house. Let's up, Grumpy Cat. Yes, 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 yes. Grumpy Cat to the moon. Mr. Planet Prophet says, eh. Chase Blanchard says, to the moon. Mr. Planet Prophet says, Omi homies, of course. Omi homies are always going to be here. We're going to be the biggest winners. Chase Blanchard says, true story. Escoval Digital says, I will message you on X after I get verified soon because of recent name change. Of course. I can't wait. Let me know when you go and do that, and I'll make sure I respond. Minty Burn says, why did it seem like the floors dropped across the board today? I mean, the market in general was down today. Crypto, real estate, gold and silver, the stock market, and Veve and Omi, NFTs. Yeah, that's why. Escobar Digital says, my Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and my 6-year-old Spider-Man is Miles Morales. Thank you for the super chat. Most parents that are in their late 20s, early 30s, they're say even late 30s might have that, where their kids that are 6 to 16 years old, their Spider-Man's going to be Miles Morales. So, going to be an interesting time. Sean Grasmo says, I was lucky enough to get the Miles Morales or to rare, ultra rare, and drop, thankfully, dude. Congratulations. That's an incredible drop to get. I'm very happy you did that. Mr. Planet Prophet says, oh, Spider-Man, his first appearance. Yes, it is. Planet Prophet says, OG Spider-Man, his first appearance. It is. Planet Prophet says, why did Bezojman get golden Veve logo airdrop, Randy? So there's one of two ways that he could have got it. The team could have just given it to him because they had a random card. Hey, let's give this to Bezojman because he deserves it, because he's been buying hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars worth of NFTs, and maybe they gave that to him because he did that and he deserves it. Or Bezojman has not had any interaction with the team and he knows somebody that was at DCon or was at San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con and said, hey, I have this gold and silver unredeemed card. I'll sell it to you for $5,000. Bezojman takes it, and he gets his unfettered, and maybe that's why. And maybe Bezojman got it that way, but I'm not sure. It could be either one of those scenarios. Mark Dolewski says, Randy, Grumpy Cat coin whales are legendary, and the community could support the charts by buying, and hodling $7 billion market cap target, the greatest community, just like the Omi homies. Listen, Grumpy Cat is one of the funnest, most insane, Web3 communities on the planet, and it's so much fun, and I'm happy to be there. And Grumpy Cat coin will go up eventually, and it could be soon. It could be the next day or two, or it could be a couple months down the line waiting for the next bull market. But Grumpy Cat coin is going to go to the moon. Can't wait. George Washington says, where are those Deadpool pics? Well, I have one on my Instagram. I'll show you one of my Deadpool pics real quick. I have a few, so don't oh god, where am I here? Let's take a look at see which ones, because I have a few of them, of the Deadpool pics. I hope I don't offend. Okay, so here's one when I'm with this guy as a Superman, and I'm Deadpool. That's me with super short hair. Oh god, that's me with freaking jacked body. There's me as Wolverine. Me as Wolverine from the Stranger Things thing is fun. There's me as Bane, and there's a person next to me as Bane. I'm in the teal tan pants. He is not. There's other people here. There's me and my friend Erica. She's Black Widow, and I'm Deadpool. There's me as Wolverine, and another person as Wolverine. So we're having a good time. Yeah, I was super jacked. I was younger. It was just a thing. Let me see some. There's me and Beast. I'm Wolverine again. So there's some of that. There's my friend Erica. She's my ex-girlfriend. We used to date. And there's Pikachu. That was a good time. There's me and Erica again. We're not together here. We're just she's my best friend, one of my best friends, and I love her. There's a couple more pictures of us. I'm trying to find the Deadpool one for you. There's us and my friend Billy as I'm Wolverine. She's Black Widow Bunny. I don't know what he's at. There's me as Wolverine. Is my in my what's that called? It's Chippendale Wolverine at Dragon Con. Super fun, super exciting. Anyway, let's get some more Deadpool stuff here. There's Crow. There's me and Crow with Erica again, and our friend Mike and Karen. Anyway, let's try to get some. there's me as I'm trying to get bulked up for Wolverine. There's me as Wolverine again. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to go to the. There's me and Yang. This is before I had, and there's me and Negan. This is before I had a couple of my tattoos. I was lifting Thor's hammer here. I'm trying to get to the Deadpool ones. There's me and Hela. I thought that was a fun picture. There's me and a Poison Ivy. Me and that Poison Ivy had a thing. That was fun. Me saying I'm ready for WinterCon. This was 2017. There's me fighting Superman. He's a good friend. He was in the Air Force, not with me. Here's where I was in a strip club. I was working that night, and I was helping my good friend Tyga. She has a cosplay page as well. Here's me, my friend Carla, and my friend Lindsay. We were all doing cosplay at New York Comic Con that year. Here's me breaking the Batman's back. I was super yoked. I was super jacked in that. The traps and chest out the yin yang. Me and my friend Lindsay in our hotel room. And I promise I'll get to Deadpool. Me and my friend Erica in our Deadpool pic. Okay, me and Black Superman. Okay, where's my Deadpool pics that you were asking about? So here's me as Deadpool and my friend Sam as Daryl. It's a she, that's a girl, so it's not gay. We had a good relationship. Me as Deadpool, her as Lady Deadpool. It's good times. Me as Deadpool, my friend Erica in the back. I'm trying to find the other Deadpool photo that you're looking for. Can't seem to find it. Here's me as Crow and another girl that I found. And here's me and my friend Lindsay. I'm Deadpool. She's Spider-Woman. And where the heck is her? Oh God, here's me as like a freaking model next to my girl Roxy. She's a black lab mix. Here's me as kind of chunky Deadpool. I was very chunky. I don't have it here. I don't know why I don't have it here. I know you were looking for something where I was. Oh my God, I'm tagged in so many things. Ooh, what's this? I do not remember this photo at all. I don't. This is my friend Liz. Anywho. Where is that old school photo of me as Deadpool? I don't know. Oh. Here it is. It's Deadpool. Okay, anyway. One of my favorite ones is me with my friend Jen walking down the aisle at our friend's wedding. That was fun. Anywho, Sean Grasmick says, oh, Jason Lauren says, what's up, my man? Ryan and I are watching right now. Let's get this bread. Omi to the heckin' moon. Omi to the moon. George Slashington says, geez, you look jacked in that Bane costume. Yeah, I was younger. I was very muscular. I'll get there again. George says, dang, I'm missing the Fable Deadpool pictures. I'm so glad you like it. Saying good times. Okay, so I finally, after 2 hours, I'm caught up on comments. So let me go to the Veve app. Let me tell you guys what's undervalued, what's overvalued, what's a good thing to invest in, not financial advice. So things that I would invest in. If we can get more likes, I'm at 69 likes. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. Let's see what we got, y'all. Listed gem transfer, how they implement change, yep. Regulations, 20. Should be earning a lot. No other people in Randy's stream said it's 550. Is it 550? I'm getting like 600 points. I'm getting like 600 points. I'm getting around 600 points now, which I think would be a little bit better at more. All right, so Wes says it's not a fair bet when it could just flip it for a few seconds and then I lose over the course of the next 3 years. Okay, fair point. But obviously, Wes agrees that it's not a fair bet because at some point it's very, very possible for Secret Rare Spider-Man to flip Miles Morales. So Wes kind of agrees with me there. Farm abort? What? David Hughes' hairline is hysterical. Sanji going over on saying 69 viewers on Randy's stream. Very nice. Only 50 now. It's very, very late at the night. But yeah, let me go in and tell you guys which ones are good to get that I think are good to get. Let's try the Marvel Mighties because these are the ones that I really, really like. Actually, before we go over the Marvel Mighties, let's go over the Frozen ones. The Frozen ones are the ones that I think are going to be really good. The Frozen pencil, it's $26. It could be give or take. If we go and say the average is $30 for those pencils, it's $150 to light on fire for those desks. And you have you're sacrificing 5 collectibles to get one. And the 5 collectibles you're sacrificing are secret rares. I don't think that's worth it. And I think the desks are going to go for like $100. I mean, again, the reason why I think this is because the Thanos, you lit $1,300 on fire. For the Thanos, it's going for $400. You light these 5 pencils on fire that might go for $150. Why wouldn't this go for $100? Again, it's just my point. So I'm not a huge fan of the pencils. Let's go with Elsa first. Elsa, stupid undervalued. There are 1,929 of her. Out of that, there are over 10% of her on sale. 216 are on sale, but she's $24. Guys, she listed at 40 gems. This is an Elsa, but Frozen 2 was the highest grossing animated film of all time. Frozen 2 was the highest grossing animated film of all time, and she is under retail with less than 2,000 of her collectibles. She's at $25. Stupid undervalued. Now let's say times rare, okay, let's say $150 in the sub 100 view. You get a number 95 for 132. You could get Mr. Planet Profit's number 70 at 172, and that's one of the better ones. Mr. Planet Profit, the sub 50s are too expensive, but having a number 170 at 172 is, I think, the best value, because the only one cheaper is 95 at 132, and a lot of the 90 to 100s, a lot of people don't like. So I would say that Mr. Planet Profit with his number 70 at 172 is probably the best bet, but Elsa's stupid undervalued. Now Olaf is animated, which is great. It's cool. We love him, but there's 1,429 of him. He's a lot. He's barely under retail at 37 gems and 69 cents. So I would say he's like 120, maybe even I'd say 115 to 120 for the sub 100s. And let's take a look at what we can get him for. You can get number 92 at 119. That's Oh, you can get number 82 at 100. Number 82 at $100 is exceedingly low. Considering the next cheapest one is number 92 at 119, and then number 78 at 149. So listen, the number 82 at $100, in my opinion, is a must get if you're looking for a super low mint Olaf. The rest of the sub 50s are I think they're okay. Probably not worth it in my opinion. But let's say Anna. Anna, there's only 909 of her. There's less than 1,000. But there's like 9.5% of her for sale. And she's $80. So let's say, I'd say 150 for a sub 100. And we take a look at her, and there is 185, 197, 199. There is number 53 for 149. I repeat, there is number 53 for 149, and the cheapest sub 50 is number 47 for 300. This is dumb. This is dumb. 53 for 149 is definitely the best bet for a sub 100, and it's the cheapest by, all right, so let's say 150 to, it's the cheapest by $35, and it's a number 53. So let's say you double it, number 47 for 300 may or may not be worth it, but the next cheapest sub 50 is number 42 for $1,100. Listen, those two are great. Number 47 and number 53, whichever y'all want, is really, really good. And I do want to go over the Lion King before I go and I get to the, what is it? I want to go to the Lion King before I go to the Marvel Mighties. So the pencil is actually probably cheaper. Yes, $21. So you might actually even see the desk, like all 5 pencils, might actually only achieve $130, not $150. In which case, I think the desk could be $90. It could be super cheap. Anyway, let's go to the rest of them. We have Simba, which is the animated. Simba has 2,404 of him, and you know there's like 10.5 or 11% for sale at $32. So for the rare, I would normally say 32. All right, so I would say this would be like 180, 190 for the rare, but let's see what they are for the sub 100s. You have number 90 at 175, number 81 at 179, 65 at 190. There's only one sub 50 on there, and it's for number 41. It's at 10 grand. No one's gonna buy that. But the number 65 for 190, maybe the number 81 for 179 is good. The number 90 for 175 is meh. I would much rather pay the extra $4 to get the number 81 at 179. And if you want to go even better than that, pay the extra $11 to go get the number 65 at 190. I think that's fine. I think that's perfect. You can't get the sub 50 because there's only one of them and it's 10 grand. So you don't want to do that. Rafiki is kind of the redheaded stepchild because there's still 1,904 of him. So there's a lot. So I mean, 1450 he shouldn't be. I think he should be at least, 25 to 30. But the ultra rares of his could be as low as $60. And if you can get one for $60, freaking get one. You can get a number 80. You can get a number 81 for $70. Guys, this is first appearance Rafiki. I don't care what the floor is. A number 81 for $70 is nice. I don't think any of the sub 50s are really worth it. But the number the number 81 for $70 might not be bad. The only things that are holding it back is the number 77 for $80, etc., etc. There's a couple of those that are going to get bought up eventually. But let's check Scar. Scar, there's only 804 of him. There's much less of him than there is Anna. And I guarantee you that shows, yeah, he's more expensive. He's $82 for the floor. as opposed to 79 for Anna. I would say he's $160 minimum for the sub 100. So let's say the sub 100, you have number 97 at 150, number 81 at 159. That's got to be the closest. We have a number 55 at 180. I think that's very good. And the number 43 for 343 is okay. And then you have a number 42 scar for 500. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. I would say the number 43 might be a better bet. But the 55 for 180 is fine as well. Like I said, these should be at least 150, if not 160. But the 55, the repeating numbers at 180, should be really good. The number 43 at 343 is not a bad deal either. I think that's quite all right as well. Anyway, let's get to the Marvel Mighties, but let me go over some comments that I might have missed recently. Sean Graduate, is that chocolate milk chicken in? Well, this was chocolate milk in my cup. It's alcohol. Mr. Planet Prophecy, you got 10 million in the at Randy. How much points? Let me show y'all. Fudge. It's let's see, y'all. Shoot. It's about 600 points for 10 million. And that might be where it balances out. And you're not a master collector with just those points. You need to have other collectibles with it as well. So this might be a good place if we stay here, but most likely we're going to have a lot more. Anyway, let me go in. Good on the Planet Body. Jason Lawrence says Bobby Hatfield is watching, also 69. Nice. Very glad to have so many people here. Oh God, my body. I have so many freaking socks. Okay. That is much better. Mr. Bonner Prophet says, what will a secret rare amount to in MCP after 5 pencils? Lowering MCP value again, not a fan. I don't know. I would say MCP is 5 pencils, lowering MCP value again. I don't know. I'll keep you posted though. Sean Grasman says, hey, do you think Tinkerbell Drop will even sell out? No, I don't. Let's go over to Tinkerbell Drop real quick. I don't even know if I have it on the market here. I don't. All right, let's go to the x.com and we'll go to the Veve. We'll go to the Veve. And we'll go to the Tinkerbell Drop because I've talked about it before. Jesus. All right, let's take a look at how many mints there are. God, 2403. This would be, the Tinker Drop would do much better if she was just, if she had Tinkerbell as one, Peter Pan as the other, Hook as the other, Wendy as the other. 2403 plus 1863 plus 763 times 40. They want $200,000 for a Tinkerbell. That's the same Tinkerbell, but just different poses. I do not like that at all. I am going to skip this drop. I do not think they sell out, but I do think they make at least $80,000 on the drop. I think they make a very, very good amount on the drop. Anywho, let's move on. Sean Gazzo says, I think this could be under 125 gems. For Tinkerbell, Secret Rare, probably. But Robert says, if they drop 15, that's roughly 3 per MCP point. This probably says, dang it, my Elsa is the lowest again. It is Planet Profit. It is. Sean Gazzo says, I was happy to match my Elsa with my golden moment 848. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. Sean, I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you're able to do that. Planet Profit says, I think Tinkerbell will be under $80, less than Scar. Anyway, the Secret Rare, yeah, it might be. I don't know what they were thinking, why they thought that
the same character in 3 different rarities would be a good thing. Now, I am 100% willing to eat my words to say that, you know what, I was wrong. I thought that less, maybe half of them would sell, but if they sell out, I would be super ecstatic. And I just don't know if they will. I just don't know if they will. So this is a lot. I even told Reese one day, I was like, hey, listen, if you guys ever are stuck on something, if you ever need another voice, another mind, another set of eyes, let me know. I don't want money. I don't want notoriety. I just want to ensure Vivi's success. So yeah. Planet Prophet says, I think, yep. Planet Prophet says 600 is nice. It's very, very close. We have Carlos Castro says, match a lot of Avengers items for show. For show. Getting that for show. Carlos says, what are your thoughts on the OG Devil Bunny set? Let's take a look at that OG Devil Bunny set. Let's go to the Veve app, the Veve. And what do I have to go? And again, I'll go and do the Mighties in a second, but I want to make sure I catch up on the comments first. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the common OG Devil Bunny, which has quite a lot of him. There are 6,576 of him. That's a lot. Say the sub 100s of him. Probably insane. Nothing. Get a couple sub 100s for $100. Let's see the uncommon. Yeah. $12. But let's see the sub 100 on the uncommon. This is Tristan Eaton, right? Yeah. You can get a number 52 for $50. Very, very cheap. Okay, let's see the rare, the OG Devil Bunny, which is gold. So the OG Devil Bunny, which is not showing up. Okay, here it is $29 hairs. And let's see the sub 100, $29. There's only one sub 100 to 770. Right, OG Devil Bunny. How much? There's only 576 of the OG Devil Bunnies, and he's at $255. Cheapest sub 100 is $1,500. OG Devil Bunnies are pretty heckin' good. Oh shoot. Okay, so Bob Sales says, keep us updated. Would love to see the fam again. Always makes me super bullish. Even if you're there, I'm there. We need a karaoke night in the UK. Alex says, I will come to the UK unaffiliated if there's karaoke involved. So obviously Alex G is going to be king karaoke for us wherever we go. And I wish I could freaking screenshot this. Hold on. There we go. I screenshotted. Okay, Sven Donja says, good morning, Randy. Good morning, Sven. NFT Me News says, bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. We up, Veve fam. You are up. I'm so thankful that I get to welcome you guys up in Europe, and I'll continue going all night if need be. NFT Me News says, long game, don't need to sell out. Ain't need to sell out at all. Sean Grousman says, as Bill and Ted would say, 69, dude. 69. Okay. Damn, she fine. Suck it to me, suck it to me. One more time. Get low. Get low, get low to the windows. To the walls. Okay. We're going to move on, and we're going to go to the Marvel Mighties. We will start from the most recent, and we will go to the end. To the Captain Americas. But right now, let's go to the Marvel Mighties, and we'll start with Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, there's a decent amount of him. There's 1510 of him, and he's $25 here. So the ultra rare, I'd say between 80 and 90. And you can get number 97 for 55, number 80 for 65, or 47 for 110 is really good. Adam Warlock is going to be one of the most powerful people in the MCU. Now, does he go and become more powerful than Monica Rambeau or Captain Marvel? Maybe not. Is he more powerful than Ms. Marvel? Yes, I think he is.
he's gonna have a very, very good time playing these characters. I think that the number 97, 82, and 80 that you can get for less than $200 is definitely doable. And then getting a number 47 for 110, so you can spend $300 on 4 sub 100s, and one of them's a sub 50. Super, super cheap, in my opinion. Anyway, outside of him, let's go to the rest of the mighties, and let's see what Cosmo's doing. So Cosmo is number 7. He's $78 floor, and the sub 100s is 170 for the 61. I don't know if that's worth it right now, so we'll put that on the back burner. Drax, there's 1,410 of him. At 22, we should have, let's say, 69 as the bottom 100, but let's see what he has. He's got 87. No, his cheapest is 87, and his 87 was number 87. The next cheapest that I think it'd be good. No, that's it. Number 42 is 249. I don't think that's worth it for him. Let's try Mantis. Mantis is a rare at 2310. So let's say that she's $8 times 6. Let's say she's $48 for the sub 100. Let's take a look at what she is. But she's number 49 in the night for number 90, number 78 for number 78, and 80 for number 61. I don't think that's worth it. I think we'll have better luck with Nebula. Now Nebula is also a rare, but she's $8.85. So I round that up to 9. It'd be about, times 6, about $54 for the sub 100 of her. There's number 75 for 45, which is undervalued. I think that's good. And number 71 for 54, which is okay. But I think that number 75 for $45 is undervalued. I think that is going to be something that people will be excited about. Now, Peter Quill's a little different story. There's 4,110 of him, but there's one person that has 1,000 of these Peter Quills. So the fact is he's at $13. Let's say there's 120 for sub 100. You have number 93 and 90 for 74 and 78. Number 74 for 109, and that's it for the good mints that are at a cheap price. But let's take a Rocket before I get to comments. Rocket's number 130. He's 131 for the floor, so I'd say about 250 for the sub 100s, and you have 249 for 87, 250 for 76. Nothing on the sub 100s. I'll get to more, but let me just go and do this, yeah. Sean Gosling says you will still get a free pencil, plus they're good for MCP points. Yeah, I think MCP points are good, but I just really don't want to spend $40 on it. Sean Gosling says I would need a name tag. I have to use my white cane when I'm in busy crowds, so just look for the guy with the white cane collecting him if he... yeah, of course, Sean. Of course, it's a horse. So let's go to the Ant-Man Marvel Mighties. The Ant-Man Marvel Mighty is going to be much different. So we're going to go with my favorite, Cassie Lang. Now, Cassie Lang only has 3,200, which means 3,210, and the floor is 850. Now, normally you would say Chavez. Well, if the floor is 850 times 6, okay, that's $51. Shouldn't that be the price? Well, yes and no. When I was there, I got 19 out of the 59 sub 100, so it's almost a third, and I didn't have the time to go and tell everyone what it is, but I do now. Number 93 for 133 is the closest you'll get for a sub 100, and I don't think it's worth it. But Hope Van Dyne is completely different. She's an Avenger, $6.39, so let's say times 8, so let's say $50 for her. But she has 0 sub 100. There are no sub 100 of her. Now I have a good amount of her. I have like 10 or 11 of her, so I think that might help. But after that, you do actually have Ant-Man. Ant-Man's 4,100 mints, 4,110. So when people go to him at $12, let's say the sub 100 is 120. I would even say 160 because he's so popular. The cheapest sub 100 is number 75 at 444. Very crazy. Very crazy. John Grabson says there's a small chance I might be able to make it to New York. It's a very small chance, but a possibility. If you can make it, I love it. We'll look at those details in the future. Now, if you go to the Marvel Studios Black Panther, it's a little bit confusing. We'll start with Queen Ramonda, which I have 63 of her, but there's 4110 of her. Less than $6 in the common. I would say even $60 on the common. The sub 100s, but the cheapest is number 56 for 99. Now let's go with a little bit of a more tight of a character, such as M'Baku. M'Baku is the king of Wakanda, and he's $7.75 over on the app. I'm sure you can get him for $80. But the sub 100s for him, the cheapest is number 50 at 105. So good luck with that. We have Nakia, which is next. Nakia is $8 as an uncommon, so it would be 64 as a sub 100. You can get number 85 for 48 for Nakia. That is not bad. That is really not bad at all. And then you have Okoye. Now Okoye is a badass. Okoye has 3100 mints or 3110. And again, it's 64 gems to the head. If it's 64 gems, that would be the sub 100. The number 44 for 111, I think, is very good. But that's just my opinion. And then we'll do Riri Williams. I have 4 of her, all of them sub 100. $12 times 6, so it should be $72 for sub 100. And actually get a number 54 for $80. I think that is very, very worth it, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. The Deadpool Chimichanga truck, I have 2 of them. 6,010. It is con exclusive. It is a rare. So I'll see what the price is at $12.99. So let's say 13 times 6. $78 for the sub 100, but the cheapest sub 100 is number 85 at 90. So sorry about that. We'll try the Thor Core in a minute. So Thor Core, you have Beta Ray Bill. And Beta Ray Bill, 1410 of him is $94. Let's see if I can go and wrestle him. Oh, the cheapest sub 100 is number 95 for 210, which at that point you get the number 87 for 222. Anyway, let's try for Jane Foster. Now Jane Foster has 4210 mints, 13, so let's say $78 with that. With the Jane Foster, there's nothing under the sub 100s that would allude to that price point. Let's try Loki. Loki's very conniving. Loki has $16.50 for the floor. Sub 100 be 160, but the cheapest sub 100 is number 76 at 164. Let's try the Odin Force. Now Thanos did not come to Earth until Odin died. $34 for him. I would say $100 something for the sub 100s. Cheapest number 94 at 94. Comes to 81 at 125. Number 42 at 249. Interesting. And then we'll skip over Thor because he's not a first appearance, and we'll get to Valkyrie. Now Valkyrie is 5,910 mints, 569, that's 8, so let's say 45. Cheapest sub 100 is number 89 or number 93 at 89. We'll do more in a minute. Charles, Junior Sanchez says, hey Randy, I hope all is well. Quick question, how much do you think Avengers number 1 comic 268 should be worth? Managed to get on a drop. I think that the secret rare is less than 600 right now, and in the future it goes to 1,000. But I also think that Omi will outperform mostly anything, but that's just my opinion. Ooh. Henry Pagliuca says, Mr. Pags owned that Human Torch number 44. Thank you so much. I didn't realize that you owned that one. Again, my boy Jason bought it. I'm super happy that he got it from you. I'm super happy that you were the one that owned it. Congrats, Mr. Pags, on the sale. He got it for a steal. And, welcome to... welcome. I mean, you're already a winner, but say welcome to the winner's circle. Every one of my whales that's getting super amazing sets, they're all going hard. All going super hard. Anyway, let's continue going on the Marvel Mighties. Let's do the Deadpools. I won't do all of them, just the first appearances. So let's do Deadpool the Duck. He's a secret rare. At 1,000... 893. He's 85 for the sub 100. For the sub 100, 86. So let's say 160 for the secret rare. Cheapest secret rare is 220. Now let's go to ultra rare dog pool. So the dog pool only has about $30, but I think the sub 100s go from 100 to 110, and the cheapest is number 87 at 99, and then it goes to 120 for the number 73. I think that's good. Lady Deadpool, however, is my favorite. I have 76 Lady Deadpool. She's my bae. Even though it would cost $130 to get all 1%, but she's $5.50, which means about the cheapest. There's no sub 100. If that number 162 was anything sub 100, I would have bought it because it's $49. But there's just, yeah, the cheapest ones are not really worth it. I'll do Zombie Deadpool, then I'll go through my stuff again. So Zombie Deadpool is 5,576 of these guys. 1160 times 6, let's say $69. I'm coming nice down below with the 69 for the Zombie Deadpool. So let me go and cheapest one is 150. Of the sub 100s, you know, that's a lot. I don't think I would do it. Anywho, moving on. Henry Pagliuca says, yeah. Sean Grasmick says, hey bro, I love your streams, but I'm falling asleep. I gotta get up early. You have a good night, and everybody else in the chat, have a good night. You too, Sean. Cheers, mate. Fun under the sun, says Randy and Dashy. Hi. Oh, so Esquivel Digital says, tell us the story behind Dashy. It was 2017. My friend Lilith was 18 years old, and she comes to America for a visit. And we pass by a very, very big antique roadshow type of place where everything in there was in the 5 figures. There was nothing in there that was below like $12,000, except for Dashy, which was $10,000. Now, if I would have gone on and bought Dashy and Dashy's 2 siblings, you know, I can get it for 20, 25K. But I didn't have any money at this point. We had just gotten back from vacation. We had just, you know, done a bunch of stuff. And then the owner is just like, listen, Dashy's got a price point of $10,000. Let me knock off 20%. Give it to you for 8K. I was like, listen, sir, I don't have a lot of money. He's like, listen, what if I give you a rebate? What if I give you this, X, Y, and Z, 7K? I was like, listen, you just went from $10,000 to $7,000 very freaking quickly. What's going on? And he's like, listen, we have a bunch of estates that we're looking to sell. It's basically like Storage Wars, but for estates. And we need to make sure that everything that's going on is, I don't even know what I was talking about here. All right, the story behind Dashy. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so they have a bunch of estates, and they need to go and make room in their forts. They need to make room in their warehouses, in their storage units. So they go and they try to sell everything at a super cheap price of what they already have. So Dashy was $10,000 sticker price, and I got Dashy for $2,500. So that is the story behind Dashy. And just like Shadowfaxes to, not Dumbledore, to the White Wizard, Dashy is to me, has been my friend through many ages. So let's continue. Let's do Spider-Man Marvel Mighties next. Now, the Black Cat, Alicia Harding, I think is a fan favorite, but not a lot of people know her. It's the 5,465 of her. It's $16.50 at the rare. So let's say it's $100 for the sub 100. You have number 66 for 133. I don't think it's worth it. I think Ghost Spider, even though Ghost Spidey has 15,000 of her, 20. I would say anything under 200 is very, very good. But there's no sub 100s. There's 0 sub 100s for Ghost Spidey. Very disheartening. Green Goblin, I think, is a little more fair. 3,243 of them, 71. So I would say anything under 3 or 400 is pretty good. You have number 60 for 368, and that's it for the Green Goblin. I hope that's more achievable for people. And then you have Spidey 2099. I've looked before. 265 for it. There's not a lot of volume or even whales. 265. Jesus, there's no whales here. The next cheapest you get, Spidey 2099, is number 65 at $700. I don't think that's worth it yet. Now the Spider Woman, the one that is supposed to be Jessica Drew, $8. It's $64, let's say. Cheapest sub 100 of hers is $150. Not something that you want. The Eternals I'm going to skip, but Captain Carter I think is really good. Captain Carter goes and has 5,910 of her. There's 26 of these times 6. Let's say 150, but there's not. The cheapest is number 45 at 250. It may or not be worth it. I don't know. Let's check out Fantastic Four though. Doctor Doom is one of my favorites. I have number 48 Doctor Doom. And this Doctor Doom is 130, so that's 4, okay. 20, no, so it's 260. Yeah, something like that. But the cheapest sub 100 on Doctor Doom is number 57 at $800. It's too much. Human Torch we just went over, but let's do it again. Let's say 120 with 200 for the top. Yeah, the cheapest is $800. Jake LXRP and them have a very, very good moment. Now, when we talk to Invisible Woman, $6.50 times 8, so 48 times 4, $52 for the Invisible Woman. Cheapest sub 100 is the only sub 100 is number 63 for $299. But let's try Mr. Fantastic. Let's see if he gets as much crap as I did. I think he deserves to be 130 and below for his art. And the cheapest is number 63 at $299. Anyway, let's try the Thing. He's not as controversial, even though he has 28,909 of him. I think that $120, $130 is probably good for him for sub 100. But it's not. Cheapest is 300. That is very, very random. And the Captain America ones I'll do in a bit. We have, oh yeah, that was it. Okay, all right, cool. Let's do the Captain America ones. I thought y'all had commented. So let's go with Steve Rogers first. Steve Rogers, Captain America. 1470. I'd say anything under like 250 is really good for him. Ooh, number 68 at 900 is the cheapest, which is fine. Let's do Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson is going to be legit the next Captain America. 28,808 of him. Let's try to get along. Yeah. 169 for the cheapest. Not what I would like to see. Let's do Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes on his thing. $11,808. Okay, Bucky Barnes, $12. Let's say 72. Let's say 150 for the sub 100s. Cheapest sub 100 is number 48 at 400. And I think that's no, Red Skull is the ultra rare. So this is going to be the last thing. 4,998 of him. I'm sorry, 4,798 of him. And then Red Skull is $90. So I would say 360 for the sub 100s. The cheapest is number 77 at 999. Well, you went through it. Let's continue on for the next 11 and a half minutes. So I go and I get the 3 hours, which I didn't expect to today, but here we are. Thank you guys for 75 likes. That means the world. I'm really hoping that I can get more than 75 likes. All right, let's check out Veve. Veve, there is, unless you watch Ant-Man Quantumania, which I did not remember this person. It's only 1,000 of Veve. $40. Have 1,000. And you can get number 71 for 94. There's just some of these things. In fact, let's go to Spider-Man. And let's see what we have here. We'll show all results of the Spider-Man. And we'll start with the common. $68 is pretty good. And the sub 100s are non-existent. There's a $25,000 for a sub 100. Okay, let me get the uncommon here. And I feel like it's going to be much lower. It's $58. And out of the $58, let's see what we have to answer for. Nothing. Cheapest is $1,800. Oh shoot. Okay, Spider-Man. That was the uncommon. Let's do the rare. The Spidey Jump. The first one was taking action. It's $100. Let's say $600 for him. There is no sub 100s of the rare. The sub 100s of the rare do not exist, which I thought was wild. Okay, we're trying to do Spider-Man here. Show all results. Okay, the ultra rare Spider-Man anime. There's only 50 of them. There's 660 in existence. I don't know, $2,000 is the cheapest. It's gotta be. Cheapest is number 99 at $1,400. Then it goes to 84 at $2,400. Let's take a look at what it says for the mom, for Lorelai Gilmore, because I love her. It is Secret Rare Spider-Man Ultra Animated, $6,400. And at $6,400, let's take a look at the cheapest sub 100 is, shoot. Cheapest sub 100 is number 82, 15K. It's too much, man. That's too much, man. Fudgesicles. I accidentally X out the wrong message. Ooh, that's my bad. People expected to be mass collectors. I don't understand a lot behind the mass collector. The Jordan's seeing those comments. Okay, copy. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. What I really want to see, all I want to do is see you turn into a Super Saiyan, a Super Saiyan. Only want to be the man that gets to see his son become a Super Saiyan, a Super Saiyan. So the Veve gold and silver logo is at $4,400. Very, very good. I thoroughly enjoy it. House of Jewelry, it says I just ended my 48-hour fast. That's so much, but good for you. Probably getting a lot of things inside you going forward, secreting those enzymes. Very proud of you. What is my vault value? My vault value has got to be super. Vault value is $24,000. Why is it so low? Let's see what these secret rare alligator Lokis are going for. They are going for 2,200. I'm sorry, 220 gems. Not a lot. Let's do the Black Panther secret rare. She's going for 265. And the cheapest sub 100, which I have 2 of them, is me at number 95 for 400. So rip to those people. I'm gonna go for the next 7.5 minutes, and then I'm done, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Oh god, my back. Oh, my back is destroyed. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects to my back, because it is done. Let me go and take a look at what the YouTube Studio has for my analytics, for audience and pay. Oh, very nice. How much? Oh wow, I have actually, I made a decent amount of money this month. This is not bad at all. And you know what, we'll try to do this. Like, so how I know Veve and Omi is getting bigger and when I have a bigger audience, when I have more money that's made from these things. Now, I do this for fun. I do this to keep the community informed. I do this because it's good cathartic. I do this because it's, you know, the money is not really there, but it's a tool that I can use to go and make sure that people are coming back into the space. People are coming back into the space is because I've made more money this last 2 weeks than I have, you know, like the last month or 2 months. Like this is, I won't double the amount that I got in June, but for June and July, I didn't make that much. I'm not going to make that much on this particular month, but I made more money on YouTube in August than I did in March and June combined. So let me repeat that. I made more money on YouTube in the month of August than I did in March and June combined. How do you like those apples? House Drew says, what made you stream this late? To the moon, prayer hands. I was going to stream earlier, but my friends were like, Chavez, come hang with us. You don't see it. So I was like, okay, I'll come hang with you guys. And, you know, we were just hanging out. We were drinking a little bit. It's the last day of Thirsty Thursday, you know, the last day of like summer drinking. It's like, all right, I'll have a few drinks. And we just broed out. We talked about ChatGPT, the girl we talked about 101 Dalmatians, talked about how good looking Glenn Close was in the 90s, how good looking Hugh Laurie was in the 90s. It was just a lot of things that we did, and I'm very excited that, you know, I'm able to live in a place where I'm living with my best friends. I'm living with people that are just in my generation. They're from my hood. They just, we laugh and we smile and we always have good times. Like so when they said, hey Chavez, let's hang out. And I was like, okay, I won't stream right now. I'll stream later. And yeah, do I have to stay up a little later tonight? And is it going to suck tomorrow when I have to get up for work? Yeah, it will. But the same way Olaf, when he's talking to Anna in Frozen 1, and she's like, wait, Olaf, you'll melt if you stay with me by the fire. And then Olaf says, some people are worth melting for. You know, that the real family that you have is the one that you create your own. And live with your friends. If you're live with your friends. Live with the people that you have the best times with. Do that before you get married, because I know some people that have never lived alone, that have never lived with their friends. They go straight from living with their parents to living with their significant other. And they just never have that super good time. They never have that super fun time when they're young. And I think a lot of people regret that. They regret not being on their own. They regret not living with friends. And I've seen that. I've seen them only experience certain parts of life. And being with friends is just super fun. Being with friends is just, of course I want to leave this super small room, but I don't want to leave my friends. I love hanging out. I love seeing them every day. And I know once I leave, I know once they get pregnant, once they have their own family, yeah, it's never going to be the same. You know, I'll love them and I'll see them all, you know, whenever I visit, but I won't see them every day. It's going to be few and far between. And, you know, that phrase, I wish we know when we were in the good old days, when we're in the good old days, before we leave the good old days. When you're living with your friends, these are the good old days. When you're struggling, it is the good old days. When you're building towards something, when you're working so many hours and you're not sleeping and you're just, your 20s is supposed to be the struggle time. Your 20s is when you're supposed to live on ramen and live on, you know, lower crap. And that's when you build character, when you go through struggles. And you're probably not supposed to live with friends in your 30s. I am. I'm saving money. I love, I love it here. Anywho, moving on. Scott Brown says, what happened to your back? I've had many back injuries over the year. Fighting, weights, car accidents, most recently pickleball. You know, that it's just, I've had a very unfortunate career of injuries, and it's catching up with me. Hazel Georgia says, where do you see yourself in this exact month and day on 2024? I'll have well over $1 million. I mean, I'll be a millionaire again at 0059. So 6x from here. We'll definitely hit a penny by next year, but at 0059, Q1, Q2 next year, you know, I'll have that $1 million. But I think by Q3 of 2024, we have an exchange or two. We have Omitted Gem. We have Veveverse. Everyone has Veveverse. We have IP branded worlds. We might not have a land sale yet, but we will. I think we're about a penny or more by this time next year. And I don't know where I'll be living. I'm hoping Arizona, but maybe North Carolina. You know, if I can quote that Hillary Duff song, London, Paris, maybe Tokyo. You know, I could totally be anywhere there, but I think realistically, you know, the same way Eddie Guerrero says that I want to set my goals on reality goals, which are Japan and Mexico, talking about wrestling, because a smaller wrestler wasn't in style at that point. I would say that, you know, I don't think I'll be living in Portugal, or I'll be living in a high rise in New York City or Dubai or, you know, wherever. I think reality goals will be Arizona or North Carolina with my friends, and we'll see what happens with that. Esquivel Digital says, stay genuine, Chavez. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for the super chats. You know, these mean the world. I'll go on and I'll give you guys a better show tomorrow when my eyes can stay open. But like I said, I have to go and do some stuff tonight. I have to go to work tomorrow. So I'll do that. If everyone can smash the like button, if everyone can go on and subscribe, leave a comment, you know, that means the world to me. But thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you guys for being here. Ask me about the Steve Cannon photo in the background. It's super, super beautiful. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 Randy. Bitter. Never mind, I'll find someone like... Oh, I'm still alive. Someone like you. I wish nothing but...